It's not in focus. There we go. Alright, hopefully people can comment now. I don't know what happened. For people tuning in, I tried doing this. Thankfully, I didn't get anywhere. But comments weren't showing up. So I had to eliminate. There we go. Comments. John Rayland, first person. I don't know what happened. The first go around, I couldn't see anybody. Was you guys couldn't even chat? I don't know if I accidentally hit the chat disabled or whatever. I don't know if that's what happened. So I guess I must have accidentally hit it, because if you're setting up live streams on your phone, it's so easy to just accidentally hit whatever stuff. But yeah, I deleted that. Thankfully I didn't get anywhere with that first one. What do you think about Attack on Titan? Did you finish it? I've never even started it. I can't say that's one I'm interested in. Can I see your Minty Mirage, please? It's not in the room, unfortunately. I won't be bringing it out, probably. That is so weird. I must have accidentally hit it. I don't know. But yeah, this is my first live stream where I am doing it on my phone again after I've dropped it in the toilet at TFCon. So hopefully the camera will not give me any issues, because it's still kind of been iffy. It's had good days and bad days. So I've been meaning to just get a new phone. I need to upgrade, but I'm cheap. I'd rather spend money on toys. Have you bought any NECA lately? Kinda. I'm trimming down my NECA collection even more, because I'm just not into it. Probably most recent thing I got was the Dracula Shredder for my Halloween toys. It's probably the most recent thing I got. Bo, you like that toy guy? I don't watch that toy guy. I'm sorry. There's a lot of YouTubers I do not watch. I don't have the time to watch anybody. I've always wanted to try Blokees, but never know where to start. What do you suggest? Just start with like the first case. If you're into like Transformers 1 specifically, like if you really love the new movie that just came out, get one of the Galaxy version cases for Transformers 1. I would just get a whole case, so you like have a nice little collection. That's what I would suggest. Get some classic Thomas on the TV at the same time as. Oh, you got it. That's awesome. What classic Thomas episode you got playing? I don't remember all of them, but I remember some of them. I got the NFL Green Bay Packers Transformer. I haven't opened it yet because the package is so nice. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it, and then since I'm a Cincinnati boy, whenever a Bengals one comes out, I'll get two, and I'll leave one of them in the box. You just bought the MG Char Zaku and the MG 1.5 Dom. That's awesome. That's some awesome kits. Actually, you might have seen him in the thumbnail. I do have a couple figures here. I've got McFarlane Teen Titans Deathstroke, and I've got the high-grade P. Bandai Annabelle Gato Gelgoog. There we go. Alright, we don't have a lot of people in the stream quite yet. It's been so long since I've done it, though. It's always kind of give and take on if you'll be blessed with people actually watching or not. I know, I finally got evac. Civ Astromech, all that teasing. It finally is over. Even though the one I have is carded, and I'm not going to open it, so which kind of stinks. I would keep it in the box, but they won't make any more, sadly. What are you talking about? They're not making any more NFL figures? Is that what you're saying? Who said they're not making any more? That would stink if they don't make more. Top 3 toy companies? For me personally, I think there's a difference between like best and favorite. I think the top 3 best toy companies right now, definitely not Hasbro. Personally, it's very cheating, especially since they're very high value and like high end. But Hot Toys, I would put them top 3 because I still feel like they make a lot of amazing high quality stuff, even though they have their hiccups. Hot Toys for sure. I personally think that Like, product-wise, they're not, like, the highest-end thing, but, like, Blokees genuinely has really been putting themselves out there a lot. They're getting a lot of licenses. They're getting a lot of store recognition. But I don't know if I would count them in top 3. Lego, definitely. Lego is literally the top #1 toy company. So I'd say, like, Hot Toys, Lego, and... Oh, geez. I don't know on the third one. I don't know. Bandai, maybe? Because they just make so much stuff. What was your most annoying Gundam to build? Oh my gosh. I literally just built it recently. The Real Grade Tall Geese 2. The freaking, like, back thrusters. I have built a few Gunpla. I've built a few. I would like to think that I know how to put these things together. But the back thrusters on the freaking Tall Geese Real Grade are the most annoying thing of all time. I was like pushing and pulling and prodding. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but that was terrible. Your forgot TF Safari. What about TF Safari? I use them a lot. No, they might do a Dolphin one, but that's it. Hasbro Pulse leaked this. Dude, that stinks. I was really hoping for a Bengals one. I was scammed by Walmart. I ordered one of the 2-packs with Slingshot and Solus and got the Solus and Dead End pack instead. Oh, that's a bummer. Just contact, like, the customer service live chat, I think. But real fast, probably, like, my top 3 toy companies, like, when it comes to me giving them money, Hasbro with Transformers. Just with Transformers. Bandai with Gunpla, and McFarlane. Those are probably my 3 personal favorite toy companies. Top 5 2025 studio series. You'll wait about a month, and then you'll see my top, like, Transformers of the year. I don't think I can... I don't have brain power to be making, like, tops like that. My favorite toy in my collection, I've got so many. I don't know. Hot Toys Cody comes to mind. Music label Soundwave's very sentimental to me. Oh, the RG Zaku 2 also sucks. I've only built that once, and I'm only going to build it once. Did you get the TVC Force Ghost set? I did not. I can't put money in a vintage collection anymore, dude. With these increased prices, I just don't. Maybe if it goes on sale at all. I don't know if it's sold out or not, but I'm just kind of over it. I'm kind of over it. If Blokees ever does the Terminator license, that would be cool. I think some Blokees T800s would be cool. Yeah, Gato's Gelgoog is really cool. It's a P Bandai. You can see how, like, my camera has, like, this weird focus issue, how to, like, pulse in and out of focus. Yeah, Gato's Gelgoog is a really cool one. I just built this one today. What's better, GoBots or Transformers? Is that even a question? GoBots, clearly. How many Transformers Prime Bumblebees do you have? Probably like 10 or so. I got the first edition. I got the RID. I got the Beast Hunters Deluxe. I got like a few Legion class. I got the big talking Beast Hunters one. I think that's kind of it, though. I don't know. All right. A lot of people are asking a lot of questions. I will be able to answer questions as we go along. And one thing I always say in live streams, if you would like for me to answer your question... Oh my gosh, I forgot. I need to open this. I don't keep these boxes anymore, so I don't care if I tear this to shreds. I don't know how, like, retail workers, like, can open these so perfectly. Like, I used to work retail, and I always struggled with these perforated boxes. I always struggled. What about that iron? Oh, yeah, the Iron Warrior Bumblebee. It's another one. The only reason I didn't count that or think about it was because it's not in the room. I have that in, like, my proper fancy, like, display cases that are somewhere else in the house. Oh, this is killing me. No spamming or CM Punk protest chants will come after you. Good. Hasbro should remake Beast Hunters Optimus. They should. That's one Optimus design. See, there we go. There's the tear. That's one Optimus design that I feel like has never gotten like a true proper toy. And I would, yeah, I'm done with this. This is just getting torn. I'm done. Because see, when I do proper videos, I always make sure I have it like properly opened for the presentation. But these perforations are just not working out, dude. Just not working out. Alright. Get this thing off. Who would be a Transformers HasLab you'd want? That's interesting. It'd have to be something I want. Maybe Primus. Maybe. But it'd have to be really good, and it would have to not be as ridiculous as the Unicron with like the kibble and everything. Maybe Primus. But I didn't even get HasLab Unicron. I was like, this thing is $50,000. I've never spent that much on a single toy, and I don't think I ever will. So, yeah, I'm like, I can't do that. Like, that is transcending, like, the standard expectation of this toy collection. So I just have a TF 2010 one instead. Alright, can we get back in focus? There we go. Here is our case for Blokees 02. I think the Studio Series concept art stuff's really cool. Alright, so who do we have in Series 2? So we have Grimlock in Dino mode. I don't have that yet. I do already have the Shining versions of Grimlock and Cliffjumper, so they're kind of not super special in this. I think Inferno and Grapple are cool. We don't have Hoist yet, but we do have Red Alert to go with Inferno. Look at this focusing issue. Oh my gosh. We have Shattered Glass Optimus, which is cool. I'll finally be able to complete my Constructicons. And freaking Starscream. I don't have Starscream yet. Alright. Let's open this. First one. First go. If you don't have Studio Series Brawn, I do have Studio Series Brawn. It's a really good one. Ugh. Yeah, I love Hoist. I hope Blokees does Hoist eventually. And it's so cute how these Blokees boxes always like teased the next wave. If it'll, there we go. You can see the tease for the next wave, which I, of course, have already had for a while. All right, who do we have in our first one? Here, I'm gonna have to tilt this down so you can actually see me like building these. Is that good? How much did it cost you, this case? I think this is one that Blokees did not send me for free. I had to order this one. I think they're only like $60 for a case or something, which isn't bad. Considering you get 9 figures. Alright, first one looks like it's Inferno. Very cool. Very epic sauce. Very epic sauce. Unfortunately, this is from the early waves, where you still have to, like, pop out the joints on the trees. And this can be kind of annoying. I really do prefer the modern joints, how you don't have to pop these out. Ugh. Oh my gosh. I had that Shattered Glass Optimus, but I lost it at my sister's house. No! You'll find it someday, I'm sure. Dude, I would love I think Blokees is doing a... aren't they doing an Optimus? A Action Edition? Or is that YOLO Park? I don't remember. But I would love a Prime style, like, Galaxy version. Anything Transformers Prime, I buy. Anything. I am a Prime diehard. So many little joints to pop out. I got you into building Blokees. That's awesome. I'm sure Blokees would be very happy to hear that as well. I've been tired all day. I've wanted to, like, do stuff today. Like, I've got a lot of things I want to, like, list on eBay and move out of my collection. But I just haven't had the energy today. Is Yellow Park better than Blokees? I don't even think they're that comparable. I really don't. Blokees is very focused on, like, just fun little collectible figures, and Yellow Park is more focused on, like, here's this really cool, like, action figure of this Transformer. Like, I just don't think they're that comparable. You want a Blokees version of yourself? Nah. I've never, like, I don't know, I've never really had, like, a OC or anything when it comes to, like, I know some people have, like, Transformers OCs. I kinda did a bit ago, like, when I was younger. I had an OC, I named him Nomad, and he would turn into a Chevy Nomad, or at least, like, a classic style, Chevy. That would kind of be my OC. But I think Nomad's a cool, Transformer name. I'd love to see a Transformer actually called that someday. But the only, like, OC I really have is Jedi Clone Commander Cody. He's my channel mascot. It's literally my channel. Yellow Park has a plethora of QC issues. The legs on your Rise of the Beast Optimus are loose. I have noticed that some of, like, the standard AMKs, like, especially those early Rise of the Beast ones, like, they do get a little loose. Mine aren't, like, super mega loose, but I wouldn't say it's, like, deal-breaking QC issues. I would say, like, the AMK Pros are obviously much better built because they're, there's metal, there's die-cast. But I definitely can't agree, like, some of those original standard AMKs do get kind of loose after a while. Would you like to see a Studio Series Transformers Prime line? Absolutely. I'm really hoping we do get, like, Studio Series, frickin', what's it called? The thing. The thing. Studio Series The Thing. Predacons Rising. I'd love to see Predacons Rising Studio Series. Do you think Yellow Park loses money with their kits and the paint? Nah, I don't think they lose money. I just think a lot of companies charge way too much for stuff like that, and Yellow Park kind of gives you reasonable prices for stuff like that. Dude, I need to figure out a better streaming setup eventually. Like, if I want to do this more often, because like, look at how it just keeps, like, especially as I'm moving, like, the focus is not smooth anymore ever since I dropped my freaking phone in the toilet. And I've never done that in my entire life. Like, like, of course it finally happens when I am, like, who knows how many miles away is Chicago from Cincinnati? I don't even remember. I drove that twice, to and back, and I don't even remember how far the distance was. But I was so many miles away from home, and that's when I dropped my freaking phone in the toilet. This is not Red Alert. This is Bro Inferno. It's Inferno. It's his bro. They're broskies. They're homies. Little robot homies. Yeah, I love Prime Starscream. I'd love to see even if it's like Iron Warrior or whatever, doing like a freaking 3-0 DLX style. I'd be down for that. I'd be down. Yeah, there's a lot of fire truck Transformers. There's a lot. I do think Inferno was the first, though, wasn't he? I think Inferno was the first. Because, see, there's Inferno. Optimus Prime's been a fire truck. There's Rescue Roy from 1-2-3 Transformers. Obviously, there's Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime. There's Rescue Bots Heatwave. I do agree. We need to normalize Optimus being a fire truck because he's a super cool fire truck. Yeah, especially like with these price increases. Like, it's one thing I'm iffy on is if I'm going to go all in on like Studio Series 86 Seekers, like the Thundercracker. I think I might get Thundercracker at least because he's my favorite Seeker. But when it comes to getting all the Seekers all over again, I don't think I have it in me, dude. Financially, like, especially with these price increases, spending like $43 each on new Seekers, I can't do that. I can't do that. I was still in a Gundam and Armored Core, so Matrix had laser swords and combat visor. That's cool. I saw your comment earlier about that, like, being your OC. Hasbro charges too much for studio. Yeah, 86 Optimus is way too overpriced. He's way too expensive. I have seen that live action, like, it's the transformation from, like, the '07 movie. Apparently the guy that, like, did that fan animation was actually a part of, like, ILM, I think. I remember seeing that somewhere, but I can't say I, like, looked into it to verify it. But I can believe it, because it looked incredible. Alright, give him his little wings on his head. That always kind of weirded me out. Then he's got his little ladder. I think I'm putting it the right way. I've never understood, and I've had people genuinely ask me, J4, what are the emblems for? I don't know. They can hold them. That's all I know. They can hold them. I forget which hand is Inferno's, like, gun hand. I think it's this one. And it looks like it just kind of slots in. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll give him an open hand. Oh, that's the wrong hand. I am interested in one of the Transformers Black Friday deals, yes. I need a new Cybertronian Bumblebee. The Origin Bumblebee, I need a new one. Because mine is horribly yellowed. I need a new one. And thankfully, it's packed in with G2 Breakdown. And Breakdown's one of my favorite characters, so I don't mind having just a G2 Breakdown. So I'll take it. But yeah, he's literally yellow, but no, it yellows. The yellow turns from yellow to like a weird, like, caramel color. It's disgusting. It looks awful. Cannot recommend. Yeah, my origins be browned instead of yellowed, I guess. And it looks so bad. You can see hints of it. Last time I showed it off in a video, I think it was like my short on the Origin Jazz. I showed that off and people were like, your Bumblebee's yellowing. And I was in denial. I was like, no, it's not yellowing. It's just a different plastic color. But no, it was definitely yellowing. 86 Soundwave looks pretty good. I'm definitely interested in that. I pre-ordered it. I mean, Soundwave's my boy, so of course I pre-ordered it. Alright, let's see who we got next. I have not gotten a shiny, like, one of the rare chase versions for Blokees almost ever. I've only gotten the one, and it was Soundwave. That's the only secret one I've ever gotten was Soundwave. So I would love to get the secret Grimlock with, like, the Smarty Pants helmet. I would love to get that. But I'm probably not. I'm probably not. Alright, which one is this? I see yellow, so this must be Grapple. What's kind of like a yellowy orange? No, or it's Grimlock. Oh, no, I think it's Grimlock. Okay, we got Grimlock. It's Grimlock. There we go. And like I said, I do have the Shining version of this already, so I don't really need the standard Grimlock. But I'll hold on to it for now. Alright, let's kind of get the garbage out of the way. You managed to get a chase variant of Dino Grim TF1 Megs and Orion Blue. Dude, the Orion Blue is so pretty. So, one of my only negative TFCon Chicago experiences, there was a booth that had, like, tons of Blokees on display. And I was like, how much are all these figures in here? And they're like, oh, $15 each. And I'm like, really? $15 each? Because they had some chases in there. And they're like, yep, $15 for all of them. And I was like, well, give me that blue one. Give me the blue Optimus. You know, the blue Orion, whatever, the IDW one. And they're like, oh, okay. So then what they start doing, instead of just pulling the figure out of the case, they, like, go down into, like, Blokees boxes that they have. And they start digging through, and I'm like, oh, do they just keep all of these in boxes, and they literally have to look through every single thing they have? So I'm just standing there, and I'm like, what's going on? And then, after a while, he pops his head up, and he's like, oh, you're looking at the Chase one? Yeah, that's the Chase. Those are $60. And I was like, are you serious? You told me all of them are 15. And they're like, yeah, sorry, pal, it's a chase, so, you know, $60. And I was like, yeah, never mind. And I walked away. Because, like, I would pay, like, $15 for, say, like, a Shining version that was already opened up. Especially since I don't go completist on the Shining versions. I only go completist on, like, the normal Galaxy. Because this is kind of like the main collection for me. But, oh, dude. $60 for a chase. Thankfully, they haven't made a chase where it's like, oh my gosh, I need this so bad. Now, I definitely would have wanted, like, the chase metallic Soundwave if I hadn't have gotten it. But I would never have paid crazy money for it. Yeah, 15 for a standard Galaxy is wild, too. Because these retail, like, in stores. Like, these are starting to show up at Walmart and at Target. These are $5 each. These are little $5 figures. Now, granted, other places will be like 7 or 8, like comic shops. But, like, retail, they're, number one, I think it's awesome that Blokees are, like, branching out into standard retail. Because I think they need to survive. But, yeah, I would never. I do, one Shining version character that I do really want is Acid Storm. Because I've got Sunstorm. And I'm tired of, like, just trying to get, like, a single pack of that, and then I just don't get Acid Storm every single time. So I think there's someone on eBay selling it for, like, $20, and I'm like, I think I'm just gonna do it. Because I want Acid Storm. I like the Rainmakers. I don't want anything else from that wave. What's your favorite figure in the set? This set? Honestly, I think one of the biggest reasons I put this set off is because none of the characters or figures are all that exciting. Like, they're really not. This is not a very exciting Blokees wave. But I'm like, you know what? I want to get out of the way. But my favorite, I don't know. I know the one that's most essential for my collection, and that's Starscream. Like, I don't have the Starscream yet. But my favorite, I don't know. Maybe Cliffjumper, because I see he's got, like, a really expressive, angry head. And I love when Transformers figures have, like, really expressive faces. Ugh. See how hard you have to push down to get these things popped in? And that's never coming out. Like, that's never coming out ever again. What's your favorite Blokees set? I know what my favorite Blokees, like, figures are. My metallic Soundwave's a favorite. My all-time favorite Blokees thing is probably Devastator. But I also really like the Blokees Stormtrooper a lot. Like, when I do my top 10 figures of 2025, I am not joking. I think that's actually going to be on the list. I love the Blokees Stormtrooper. But, like, my all-time favorite Blokees wave, I don't know. I don't know on that one. Can't say. When you're building a Blokees figure, do you push the pieces out or cut them out? I just push them out because for these little Blokees, I'm not worried about gate marks. I will take you probably saw me do it. I will take my thumbnail and I'll, like, scrape where I plucked it out so you don't really see it explicitly on the joint. But yeah, for, like, Gunpla model kits, on this guy, I spent most of the build, I would say, like, 2/3 of the build time on this, cutting out the pieces and making sure that the nubs were not visible. Because I really value, like, the nubs. You can still see them, obviously, because one thing I don't do, I don't fully sand the thing. Because if you fully sand the part, then it's going to lose, like, that plastic shine. And I'm not in Gunpla to make each single one, like, a super nice, no seam line, no plasticky look. I'm not in it for that. Very select special ones I will put extra effort in, like paint and everything. But I just want to make sure that the nubs aren't super ugly, so I make sure I, like, slice them very carefully, and I'm pretty meticulous with that. We also had Stover's La Saga for Thanksgiving. I did not. I didn't really have a traditional Thanksgiving dinner this year, at least not yet. Just our family and everything, we haven't really had the time to properly meet up. And also, like, some households, they really cherish Thanksgiving. Like, it's always been a super important tradition. But my family, it's never really been that big of a deal. It really hasn't. It's just kind of another day. Because, like, we don't need a holiday to... At least me, personally, I like to think that I'm already pretty thankful and grateful for a lot of the stuff in my life. So I don't need a holiday telling me to be thankful for what I have in my life, because I like to think I have a pretty good idea of what I'm thankful for already. All right, how do these kibble bits go? Because I see like these pegs. I think it goes like this. I think. Am I right? Because I don't want to get the instructions out. That seems like a waste of time. I think I'm right. I think I've got it. I think so. Well, yeah, you don't celebrate Thanksgiving in the UK because we were thankful to be away from you guys. We were like, oh, I'm thankful that I'm away from the Brits who are restricting my rights. I still hold the grudge. 400 years later, I still hold the grudge. Dinobot Mount Rushmore. It's basically just saying which Dinobot is the least important. You know? I would say Snarl would be omitted from the Mount Rushmore. I don't know, that's just me. It's like you gotta have Swoop in there. You gotta have Slag in there. / Slug. Grimlock, obviously. But me personally, I would replace both Snarl and Sludge. I'd replace them with Scorn. Scorn's my personal favorite Dinobot. I just love the Spinosaurus look to him. So what if you can see the darkest side? Where does this go? Oh, I see. I gotta pop his head off. I don't know if they'll ever do a Bumblebee movie Blokees set. Because, like, I don't know how much they're, like, wanting to go back to older stuff. I don't really know if that's something they're interested in doing. Because they do G1, obviously, because that's the iconic brand for Transformers. Everyone knows G1. Everyone loves G1. But, obviously, they've also done Transformers 1, but that is a movie that just came out. They started with Rise of the Beast stuff. They are going back and doing, like, Bayverse stuff for, like, the classic class, which I do appreciate. But, yeah, I don't... Like, Galaxy version, I don't know how much they'll, like, go back on things. So there's me, Grimlock! That's cool. Love him. He's incredible. Yeah, I'm surprised Classic Class hasn't touched G1 either. You have any Legos you can open in front of us? Oh, yeah. Depending on how long this goes, I've had some of those old Clone Trooper battle packs I've been meaning to just get through. I probably won't get to it tonight. But I'll show you a Lego thing. Because I've got, like, some of the other battle pack guys here. Here's one of the little battle pack guys. I have not gotten any of the 2025 Lego Star Wars stuff yet because the prices are insane. Oh my gosh. So I'm waiting on those. Like the Bukhara Galactic Marines, Commander Bly, the V19, like all that. I want it, but I'm holding off because the pricing is just... Lego has officially, like, a lot of people have said, like, oh, Lego's expensive. Yeah, they were expensive, but they're relatively expensive. Like, in comparison to, like, what they are, what they had been. But now it's like an 800-piece set is, like, $160. It's literally twice as much as it should be. 800 pieces, $80. 900 pieces, $90. That's how it should be. Now, granted, there's also, like, weight and other, like, special functions to factor in. But, like, the pieces are tiny. The pieces are just getting smaller and smaller. So, it's ridiculous. Alright, next up we have... Alright, now this one's Grapple. This one's Grapple, and he is very orangey yellow. There's a lot of orangey yellow going on here. It's kind of funny, we got both the big truck boys essentially back to back. Yeah, Lego is just... I did get Lego Soundwave, and I did a whole live stream building that, but, ooh, even that was... Honestly, though, for all the pieces you got and the sound brick, it was... I would say it was only like $10 overpriced. It wasn't that ridiculously expensive. And I think I had some VIP points in my Lego account, too, so I was able to, you know, save a bit of money on that one. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we just be blocking it out. I think it's a switch from Technic-based bricks to more plastic, from more plate-based. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of plate-based stuff. Oh my gosh, I've got a frog in my throat. Will you buy any of those Lego Batmobiles from next year? Maybe. Again, I'm kind of moving away from Lego. But outside of, like, the only three Lego things I care about nowadays. There's only three. And they are as follows. The Lego Transformers, Lego Clone Troopers, and Lego Batman. Those are the three Lego things that I care about. That's it. Transformers, I'm all caught up on. I'm doing good. Clone Troopers, I need to catch up on because I really want Bly and I really want Bakara and the Galactic Marines and all that. I really want those. And I'm okay, like, buying the sets to get them. Like, especially the MTT. Like, I have always wanted a Lego MTT. I'm totally game for that. Are you going to get the new Combaticons? Yes, I am. Unfortunately. That's because they're my favorite combiner team. And I don't know if I'm going to be double dipping on all these combiner teams. Like, say, like, Abominus. Like, am I really going to buy a new Abominus to have them separate? I don't know. But, like, I've already done it for Menasor and Devastator and Superion. I've already done it for them. And see, the reason I've done it is because I've always wanted to have these combiner teams displayed where here's the combiner and then here's all the individual characters. But this way, I can actually have it so, like, here's my Unite Warriors massive Devastator and here's my Studio Series 86 Constructicons around him. So that's kind of, you know, how I want to do that. I want Bakara, but I didn't want... Yeah, the Turbo Tank set is awful. And I won't even, when I do eventually get that, I'm not even going to build the Turbo Tank because I have the OG 2005 Turbo Tank. I'm A-okay with that. I love that set. What I'm going to do with the new Turbo Tank, I'm going to do the same thing I did to my OG 2005 one back in the day. I tore it apart and I built like a custom shuttle out of it. My brother and I made like a shuttle, and I loved the look of that. And I would love to try to, like, properly replicate that with the new set. Because I think the new set has, like, enough pieces and enough, like, parts variety to make that shuttle. So I'm going to do that with the new Turbo Tank. It's just a matter of whenever I get around to getting it. Any interest in Micro Galaxy Squadron? I only really get the Clone Trooper ones. I have seen the ARC 170 Starfighter, and it looks incredible, but I don't want to spend a retail price on that. I'm going to wait for a sale or something. But I definitely am interested in that. I'm not completist on the little clones, though, because they do like all those speeder bikes with the M&M Troopers from Attack of the Clones. I'd love to have those, but I don't need those. I'm not completist. I'm not completist on every single clone thing ever. I can't be. Did you hear that they're bringing a Gundam base to Chicago? I did not. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. I don't know the next time I'll be up in Chicago, but I don't know if that would also drive me to make the drive. I'd have to see how awesome it is. What's your favorite Blokees Classic class? Probably Megatronus. I'm sorry about all this weird focusing. I knew that was going to happen. because I dropped my phone in the toilet. I knew that was going to happen, but hopefully it's not too unbearable for you guys. I'm hoping by the next time I do a live stream, I'll have figured out a better camera or whatever. You think we'll get another Transformers film in the next 5 years? I would like to think so. I know they're still thinking about that G.I. Joe one. But honestly, let's be real. I don't think it's going to be any good. They have never, ever gotten G.I. Joe right in live action. Never, ever. And I don't think they ever will. Because I think G.I. Joe, as much as I love it, as much as I love G.I. Joe, and it's near and dear to me, I think it's one of those franchises that, like, it was a franchise of the time. You know, it was very, very 80s. Very 80s toy line. Definitely, like, at the height of, like, patriotism in America and everything. Like the Reagan administration. G.I. Joe is so Reagan administration. It is so Reagan. So yeah, I definitely think that it's just like He-Man. I think He-Man's another franchise. It's like that's an 80s franchise. I just don't see it ever succeeding outside of the 80s, and I don't think it ever has. I think everything they've ever done He-Man related since the 80s, at the very best, has done okay. The very best. I am interested to see the Skybound TV series. I hope it doesn't, like, just retread the comic storyline. It might. Now, granted, the comic storyline's great. It's a cool story. I need to catch up with it. But, yeah, I definitely... Oh, I love the look of Grapple. Or Solar Storm Grapple, if you remember the old Reveal the Shield toy. But yeah, I think a lot of these old franchises are just... They're for the 80s, and I just don't see them growing beyond their origin. I think the only ones, the only retro franchises that have really survived, think into the toy aisle. Let's venture into the toy aisle. Transformers, obviously. Ninja Turtles is an 80s franchise, mostly 90s, though. Now, granted, it started in the 80s, but I like to think of Turtles as more of a 90s thing. But Turtles has survived and thrived. Star Wars, I don't really count, because that was like a 70s thing first. But it's trudging. It's kind of going. But like a lot of other stuff, like He-Man, I feel like He-Man, like Mattel wants it to be really cool and successful, but I just don't think... The fact that, like, every single release, like, almost everything ends up on sale. Like, literally everything. Like, dude, people are not buying this. Kids do not care about He-Man. I'm sorry. I have not met a single kid that cares about He-Man. I just haven't. Like, I'm sorry. I don't think the interest is there for the younger generation. Especially with G.I. Joe. Like, G.I. Joe is a franchise that is going to die with its fan base. Like, G.I. Joe, like, Classified's the only thing keeping it alive. After Classified, I think it's over. Yeah, I think Thomas has kind of, like, lost its steam, pun fully intended. I think it's, like, these... I think the CGI reboot was still successful. I personally didn't like it. But, like, the newer Thomas, where it, like, looks super kiddie, yeah, I'm not vibing with that. Technically, like, Sesame Street, but that's been around even longer than the 80s. But I like to think that, you know, that's a franchise that's still going strong. What's up, Jelly Bean? What is your favorite Transformers figure from any of the movie toy lines? Talking original movie toy lines, Leader Class Optimus. By far, Leader Class Optimus. For those just tuning in, here's what we have built so far from Blokees Galaxy version 02 SOS. We've got me, Grimlock. And then we have Inferno and Grapple, the bros. I grew up on the CGI Thomas, but did watch some of the original model series. See, the model series is what I was into as a kid. And Thomas is one of those franchises that I admire as the franchise that it is. I wouldn't say I'm in like the fandom or anything. It's definitely like one of those things that I enjoyed and loved as a kid, and I've kind of left it in the past. But like I've got some young ones in the family. I am going to make sure that they are watching Thomas. I think they've already seen a little bit of it because we as a collective family are in agreement that we do not want to expose the young ones to overstimulating media. So probably like the most recent cartoon that I watch is like Bluey. Everything else is like pretty low stimulation, like no Coco Melon, nothing like that. We ain't doing that. But definitely want to make sure Thomas is on the menu for them. The only Thomas thing I display is that Ertl Thomas that I got a while back. I do display that. It was like the Ertl Thomas and then Annie and Clarabelle. But all the rest, they stay in storage. 2003 Clone Wars win? Right now! 2003 Clone Wars! Alright, we got Starscream. This is the character I needed the most in this series. Because you need Starscream. Starscream is one of the, I would say the Mount Rushmore of Transformers characters, period. Starscream is on there. Like, the main 4 Transformers, and you can tell by all of the standard merchandise that comes out. Optimus, Bumblebee, Megatron, Starscream. In that order. Those are the main 4 Transformers. I would say if you include a 5th, it's going to be Grimlock. If you include a 6th, it's going to be Soundwave. But those are like the main 4. So it's about time I added Starscream to my collection. I am not getting that ATRT from AliExpress because it is $100, and I can't justify that. I'm going to at least wait for, I'm sure like my buddy Rustbelt has already ordered it, and I'll check out his video, see if it is really good. But I can't, especially since it's a 501st one. Like, when it comes to me and ATRTs, I really prefer when it's like Revenge of the Sith. So like I didn't get the Hot Toys 501st ATRT. I'm holding out for a Revenge of the Sith one with a proper ATRT driver. The ATRT is 1/12, I believe. If you're lucky, you might get a rare character such as Wheeljack. Wheeljack is not in this wave. But I've not opened Dino Mode Grimlock yet, so I don't know if I've got the nice shiny Grimlock or not. So one really cool thing about, since we're talking about 03 Clone Wars, I had somebody comment recently, and they're like, oh, for your intro, how it's glitching, you should have like the 03 Clone Wars glitch noise. And I was like, watch again and listen closely. Because I already do use the 2003 like Clone Wars glitch. Like the like that. I used that for my intro. And I guess he just didn't like hear it well enough. I really do love my channel intro. I'm really proud of it. I made it myself. I animated it. I didn't commission it or anything. Because I really, back in the day, I was really into pixel art. I did a lot of pixel art. Like little sprites and everything. And I love making little sprite guys. I need to get back on that because it's a lot of fun. Oh, what's up, Official Opinion? Welcome in. I still refuse to watch Acolyte and Skeleton Crew and would rather watch good Star Wars. I have not seen Acolyte or Skeleton Crew either. I'm not worried about it. I'm just not worried about it. I've heard that Skeleton Crew is good, but there's a lot of shows that are good that I'm just not interested in watching. Like, a lot of people say The Goonies is really good, and I've never seen The Goonies because I'm just not... I can just tell you there's certain things that are good, but it's not good for me. And, like, a, whimsical adventure movie with child stars, like, that's not the kind of movie that I would be into now as a 27-year-old adult. The kind of movies that I'm really into, it takes a lot for me to watch a movie and instantly become a fan of it. But I recently watched No Country for Old Men for the first time. And let me tell you, I am a fan of that movie. I'm a fan. I have been like watching like more philosophical analyses of that movie, like the underlying themes. Now granted, I already kind of picked up on a lot of that as I was watching it, but like just seeing people like lay it out and everything. That movie is incredible. I do enjoy Lord of the Rings as well. I've not seen the extended editions yet. I made the conscious choice to only watch the original like releases first, and then when I want to rewatch them eventually, I'll watch the extended editions because I'm not a movie rewatcher. Oh my gosh, focus, come back. I am not a rewatcher. I will watch a movie and then I might rewatch it maybe like minimum time like half a decade later. Like unless it's something super new and exciting like Transformers 1. Like that movie came out a year ago and I think I've already seen it about half a dozen times. But I had a lot of opportunities to just watch it. It's like, oh, do you want to watch Transformers 1? Yeah, sure. Doctor Who's not... I see it's your favorite franchise. It's something that I'm not really into. When I was in high school, my high school fling, she was really into Doctor Who. And I tried watching it to kind of like have something to like, you know... So we would have something kind of like a mutual experience. We would like talk about episodes and everything. I would let her know like what episode I just watched and we talk about it. But I got to the episode with the human Dalek. I think it was a David Tennant episode. And it was so cringe. It was so unbelievably cringe to me. I was literally rolling on the floor like, oh no, oh, it's awful. It's so bad. I never watched it after that. I've never watched it again. Never. And yeah, I don't feel like I'm missing out too much. I'm not a sci-fi guy. Like, I'm not into sci-fi. Because sci-fi, it's all about like the science behind the fiction, like the explanations, the lore, the technicalities. I'm just not into that. Like Star Wars is not sci-fi. I think anyone who understands genres knows that Star Wars is not science fiction. It is a space fantasy opera. Like that is Star Wars. It is not sci-fi. Transformers, I also feel like is not very sci-fi because it's definitely more like just action war kind of stuff. Like it's action. Transformers are not sci-fi movies; they're action movies. Yeah, it's like action exactly. So, like sci-fi, like Battlestar Galactica and Star Trek and all that, it's just not for me. Doctor Who, no. Not for me. Yeah, what's up, Josh? Thanks for stopping in. I'm just rambling while I'm building Blokees. Is it bad that I instantly knew what episode that you're talking about? Oh, I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know how bad that episode is. And I heard that was when I was like telling her, I was like, I watched this episode and it was so bad I don't want to watch anymore. She was like, oh, keep watching. That's like the literal worst episode. Just keep watching. And then like I was at her house and we watched the episode with the Weeping Angels. Isn't that what they're called? She's like, give it another try. And then like that was all right. But I think the damage had been done. I did not watch it ever again. It was over. It was over. Oh, you got Blokees TF1 Starscream? That's cool. Did you get the little one like this, or did you get like the more proper kit? Because I do have the second wave of Blokees Transformers 1 that I haven't done yet. But I decided to do this because these characters are a little bit more essential for my collection. It was weird hearing you swear in that Grievous video. Is it the new one I just did? Like the Grievous Starfighter? Because I consider my channel PG-13. So I'll curse just as much as like a PG-13 movie would. Like, you know, I'll throw a word in there every once in a while. But I don't make it like a regular thing. Because I fully understand that like kids watch. And cursing can make kids uncomfortable. And it can make parents be discouraged. If they're parenting right. If your child is watching a YouTuber that is excessively cursing, like, you should not be letting your child watch that. I'm sorry. That's just me. What do I know? What do I know? I don't know anything. Alright, here's Starscream. Gotta get his little Megatron gun together. Because, yes, he comes with a little Megatron gun, which is so cool. Just gotta figure out how to put it together. Oh, I see. I see. There we go. I'm kind of surprised Starscream wasn't the special one. Like the shiny one. Because I know, I think Megatron was a shiny one. Soundwave and Shockwave were shiny ones. But wasn't Starscream. I love that he comes with the gun mode Megatron, though. That is awesome. Definitely got to have him with that, for sure. I love his little, like, eyeliner as well. You see that? Looks like he's got, like, a little bit of like, makeup on him. Ugh. I do think the Daleks are cool. And the Cybermen. I've got the little, like, Lego Dimensions set of them, at least. I got that years ago. Starscream would kick Megs down the stairs if he could. Yes, I would. I would kick Megatron right down the stairs. This is awesome. I think this is my favorite figure of the wave. Because it's Starscream. I mean, come on. Who doesn't love Starscream? I have not seen Real Steel yet. It is on my to-watch list. Because I think I would enjoy that movie. I've got a couple of the toys. I've got a couple of them in my random robot collection. Ugh. Oh no, one of the... I swear, like, my Blokees accessory bag is full of these extra clear ball joints and hands and the little emblems. Here, let me show you. Where is it? Oh my gosh. I knocked something over. Here it is. Let's pull it out, because I'm going to need it anyway. Here is my Blokees accessory bag. Yeah, I keep all the little cards in here. There's all the little hands, the little emblems, all the little clear ball joints. This is what damn near every single Blokees figure, all of their extra accessories looks like. You can even see, like, that's a hand right there. It's like one of the classic class. Wow. These are not the bases. The bases have their own bag. Because I do not use all of the bases that you get with all of the Blokees. Because, oh my gosh, how could you? They take up so much room. And especially now that they don't even include the bases. Like, why would I? Yeah, I've seen that some Real Steel figures are worth quite a bit. Alright, let's open... Here, we can have Deathstroke back there so you can see him. Or Slade, I should say. I need to call this figure Slade. That is Slade back there. That's not Deathstroke. Alright. Found bootleg Gundam model kits in Mexico. That's interesting. Do you have a picture of it? You should send it to me. I'd love to see that. Why am I opening this off camera? Because, see, it's so much easier for me to open things, like, close to the chest. It's so much easier. Where'd you get that Slade? eBay. Never found them in stores. I had to... This is the McFarlane Platinum Chase of the new Deathstroke. I paid $11 over retail, which isn't that bad. It isn't that bad. $11. I've been toy hunting so much for this guy. I've spent more than that on the gas money that I have spent driving around looking for this freaking figure. So I was like, I give up. My paycheck last week, I told myself, if I don't find it by this paycheck, I'm going to give up and I'm going to order him on eBay. And that's exactly what I did. Then, of course, the toy department had it for retail price loose out of the box. So that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. All right. Oh, I didn't know they did Chase. I've always wanted a Slade. Yeah, the Slade that is such an awesome figure. And honestly, like, sure, it's not 100% accurate to Slade from Teen Titans. Like, he doesn't have, like, the full armor on his legs, and he didn't have, like, the weird boots like that. But it's pretty damn close. It's an amazing homage. It's not like a full-on, this is a replica of Slade from Teen Titans, but it's an incredible homage to Slade. And this is one of my favorite figures of the year. He's going to be on the list. He is absolutely going to be on the list. He might share a spot with his standard release, because I also love the standard one. But for me, it's all about Slade. All right, who do we got? We got a Constructicon. I'm seeing the lime green. I'm going to complete my Constructicon. Have you watched the JoJo's? Yes, sir, yes, sir. Yes, yes. Nice, nice, very nice, Caesar-chan. I've done reviews on, not all of my JoJo figures, but most of them. I think I did a video on, like, Old Man Joseph, Jotaro, and Star Platinum. I did a video on Dio and the World. Then I think I also did a review on, oh yeah, Young Joseph and Shiza. But I do also have Josuke and Crazy Diamond. I have them as well. I want to get more. I want to get Zahando, because I don't want to, like, collect all of them. As much as I love JoJo, I'm not in it to have a whole collection, especially with how expensive those figures are. But I think this is Mixmaster. Yeah, this is Mixmaster. Interesting, he's got a face-plated head. Normally Mixmaster does not. You finished Dragon Ball Daima recently? I didn't even know there was Dragon Ball Daima. Dragon Ball is an anime that I've never gotten into. I love how Blokees can do JoJo poses. I know, me too. Blokees are pretty poseable. They're just so fun. They're so massable and collectible, and they've done so many characters that I think the appeal to Blokees is literally the same as, like, the appeal to Lego minifigs or Funko Pops. Like, it's, oh, you can amass all these characters in a cheap, affordable way, and they're all in just the exact same aesthetic style, and they're cool. Does Revoltech Optimus have a Jetfire power-up? The Revoltech Optimus has the Jet Wing power-up from Dark of the Moon, but it's not the Jetfire power-up from Revenge of the Fallen. Where'd you rank Gundam 08th MS Team? Definitely when it comes to, like, Gundam shows and everything, probably top 5. I love 08th MS Team. I honestly don't know if I could say a favorite Gundam show. But then again, my Gundam opinions are very, like, not popular. Because the things that I like out of Gundam are not the things that a lot of other people like out of Gundam. So I personally did not enjoy Zeta Gundam. I did not enjoy Gundam Wing. I mean, I kind of enjoyed them, but they were a slog. They were a drag. I loved like Witch from Mercury, Iron-Blooded Orphans. G-Clux was pretty fun. I enjoyed G-Clux a lot. What else? Gundam Seed I actually really have enjoyed. I need to just finish. I only have 2 episodes left Gundam Seed. I need to just, like, finish that tonight. And then I need to move on to Seed Destiny. I took a break from watching Gundam shows. I need to get back on that. I was actually pretty good about it for a while. I also really enjoyed the Netflix thing that just came out recently. What's it called? The Gundam, I'm totally blanking on the name on the on the Netflix one. It's I'm thinking Requiem for Vengeance. Thank you. You saved my brain. You saved it so well. I really enjoyed Requiem for Vengeance. I also very controversially did not enjoy Hathaway's Flash. I thought that was just boring. The action was cool when it was there, but it was just so little of it. And I don't really, except for the Messer, I don't really like the mobile suit designs. Like, I don't have any of the Gundams from Hathaway's Flash because I think they look lame and ugly. They're just so big and messy and confusing looking. Do you really like Optimus Prime speeches? Of course. Who doesn't like Optimus Prime speeches? Who doesn't? Oh, the focus is just going. My camera's like, we don't need to focus anymore. We're done with focusing. See, so don't drop your phone in the toilet, kids, because then it's not going to focus when you're doing a live stream on YouTube. There we go. We're back. What transformable suit are you building? Oh my gosh, the focus just goes. There we go. I just bought the Gap plant from my local hobby store recently. I haven't built it yet, but I built that one. This focus is gonna send me over the edge. My favorite Optimus Prime head sculpt? Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can say head sculpt. It's very specific. I love the anime head on the MP44. I love that one. I have not played God of War. It's on my Steam wish list. I'll play it probably in within the next 5 years. I'm not a gamer. I play games so casually, and I will start a video game and I'll find some sort of excuse to not want to play it for a little bit, and I will never touch it ever again. The newest game I started for me was Stray, the game about the cat, and I loved it. And then there was a really bad snowstorm at the start of the year, and it was genuinely traumatizing having to drive to work in that weather. And after that, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. I just need to rest after all that, and I haven't touched it. It's been 10 months. Play the original trilogy first. Dude, I ain't got time to play that. I would just play the 2018 one. I ain't got time for the OGs. I just can't play games anymore, dude. I can't retain it. Even Arkham. I will just want to boot up Arkham and then do a couple challenge maps for 10 minutes, and then I will close the game. Video games for me are a very quick I want to stimulate my brain real fast and do something to essentially just stimulate my brain, and then I'll close out of it. When I was really into Battlefront 2, the original, I've never played the new one. I probably never will. When I was really into the original, I would boot it up, play Mos Eisley, rack up 80 kills, and then I would close the game. That's how I did it. That's how I did it. All right, we've got this massive piece as well. How does this go on? Okay, I think I see. There we go. Oh, I probably need to put his head on first, don't I? I know, we need a Commander Cody Blokees. Where's that at, Blokees? Where's that at? Try games without stories or very loose stories. I mean, maybe. One thing, too, I'm definitely not into is online. I've never been into online and never will be. That is not my vibe. Because, see, my life is busy enough with working a full-time job, the nature of that job, which I don't speak on my personal life too much, so I'm not going to whoa, where do you work? I'm not. You guys are not Anton Chigurh. Where does he work? Where does he work? I'm not at liberty to give you that information. So yeah, I don't talk about that, other personal details. I'm just a busy guy. And investing so much time and energy into a video game is just not in the cards for me. Not anymore. Definitely not anymore. Tried getting into gaming for a while, but I ended up getting burnt out too quickly. See, that too. You'll invest so much time and effort into it, and then you're like, oh, I'm tired. I'm tired of it. Jedi Chris Chan, what are you going on about? Yeah. Do you know the Blokees as Megatronus? Yeah, I have it. The Transformers 1 they sent it to me for free. For a review. There are so few good General Grievous toys. The Hot Toys one's incredible. I got that. I don't think I'm going to do a review on it. But you'll see it for my like top 10 of 1/6 scales of the year. You'll see Grievous in that. He might be number 1, honestly. Because he's just incredible. He's an incredible figure. He's got this little like radar dish. That's kind of cool. Guess I can kind of like pop out of his arm or something. I don't know. The Blokees Dark of the Moon Megs and B look really nice. I like those. Have you seen the new Ice Spice music video? Why would I be watching... And SpongeBob? Why would I be watching that? I am not. I have not kept up with SpongeBob in years. I don't know what stupid stuff they're up to nowadays. It's, as far as I'm concerned, SpongeBob died like 15 years ago. As far as I'm concerned. Does Mixmaster not have a gun? I guess he doesn't. Huh. Well, if he doesn't have a gun, then no use in giving him a gun hand. That's interesting. Mixmaster doesn't have a gun. Blokees Sentinel would be cool. I love Sentinel. So here's Mixmaster. He looks really cool. Love the Constructicons. Was Hammerbite the only TF that benefited you yellowing? And the Prime Soundwave visor, I don't know what happened with that. I think it was the paint that discolored. But yeah, the Hammerbite yellowing actually looks really cool. Mixmaster is a scientist, not a warrior, but even the scientists gotta have the gun. Even they gotta have the gun. It's okay. I'll cope. I saw your new General Grievous figure in your recent haul video. Oh yeah, I did show him off in that. I did show off Hot Toys Grievous in that. I forgot. That's a great figure for sure. All right, we're past the halfway mark. We still need Shattered Glass. I'm hoping for the Secret Grimlock. We still need Cliff, and we still need Long Haul. Shockwave is a scientist, and his arm is a gun. Exactly. His arm is a gun, and he's a scientist. Alright. Let's see. This one feels a little heavier. I don't know. Is it Grimlock? No, it's Long Haul. That makes sense. That makes sense. So, hey, at least I have all the Constructicons now. At least I have them all. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Blokees has so many licenses now. I have so many. Your Funko might go bankrupt? Yeah, I did. I've also heard that the website that broke that information was not a reliable source, so I didn't want to speak on it. Do you prefer Phase 2 Fordo to have the TVC-style helmet or normal bark? I think either's fine. I think the normal bark was kind of the intention, but I think the TVC one still looks cool. I really want real steel Blokees. I don't see that happening just because that movie has no relevancy in modern day. Like, if a real steel sequel came out, but you got to think, like, with licensing and everything, like, there has to be a market for it. I can see Real Steel getting, like, maybe a niche, like, higher-end figure release. Kind of like how Pacific Rim stuff is getting, like, the higher-end figures nowadays. But I would also argue that Pacific Rim still has retained some popularity in comparison to Real Steel. But Real Steel, like, it looks cool. I'm definitely going to watch it eventually. They just canceled the upcoming Real Steel show. Yeah, it's over. It's so over. Real Steel's done then. Haya making Pacific Rim. That would be cool. I love McFarlane, but their Pacific Rim things they did were just so pathetic. Do you like Tron? I've seen Tron Legacy. I saw it years ago. I've never seen the original, and I have no interest in the new one because Jared Leto's gross. But That HasLab, though, what an epic fail. What an epic fail that HasLab was. So pathetic. I prefer the G1 green for Devastator. But I like the yellow as well. But the green's definitely where it's at for me. See what I'm doing, like, just to kind of reduce that gate mark a little bit? I'll just, like, scrape it with my nail. Thoughts on new Jazzwares Avatar? Look alright. I'm not interested. I'll probably be cutting back my Avatar collection. I don't think I need all that anymore. I love Avatar, but I just don't think that having a whole shelf of, like, really subpar action figures is really going to do it for me. The only Avatar action figures I think are, like, genuinely really good are the McFarlane 7-inch ones. And they did the Mattel thing. They didn't make freaking Katara. It would have been fine if it was like Aang, Sokka, Zuko, and Katara. But they didn't make Katara. Like, what? Because those are arguably the 4 main characters. Like, as much as we love Toph, she's not like one of the main characters. She's not an original main character. She's like the Jessie. Like, Jessie is to Toy Story as Toph is to Avatar. Like, she comes in the second one, and then she becomes, like, a main character. And I love Toph. She's, like, one of my favorite characters in Avatar. But she's not, like, an OG main. Yeah, Jared Leto's Joker was awful. It's funny, though. I did back that McFarlane Harley Quinn set, so I am going to have a McFarlane Jared Leto Joker. Because the deal on that, the price was incredible. You prefer 86B or War for Cybertron? I prefer 86. I just think that the engineering, like, as someone who owns the original Masterpiece Bumblebee, the 86 one is essentially Masterpiece Bumblebee. Like, the engineering is identical, basically. So it's a little Masterpiece B. Sure, he doesn't have, like, the licensed VW, but let's be honest, in the show, in the movie, it never really looked like a VW. So, like, I get it. Can you make me a shout out? Shout out to EditMaster088. Shout out. Shouting you out. You just got shouted out, bro. What's your favorite Buzz Lightyear figure? Probably the Bandai model kit. Probably. But when it comes to, like, classic talking Buzzes, I always forget the name of it. Like, it was from Toy Story and Beyond, like Galactic Defender, maybe Buzz Lightyear, where he's like black and blue. That one was my childhood. Unfortunately, mine is like super yellowed and doesn't work right anymore. Can you make me a shout out? I did make you a shout out. I just made it. Did you get the Unique Toys Springer? I did not. Did I ever say I wanted Unique Toys Springer? I don't think I ever did. You mean Stinger? Is that what you mean? Because I am thinking on the Stinger. Dude, Legends of Korra is cool. It's really different. I think that's the hate for it. Like, it's not the same story structure. And I think people wanted it to be, and I don't think it was ever pretending to be. But Korra is really cool. I'd love to see a show on, like, the Avatar after Korra. Like, I'd love to see that. That'd be awesome. I know they were talking years ago about having a whole, like... Oh my gosh, I dropped a part. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, I see it. But yeah, I know they were talking years ago about turning Avatar into, like, a whole franchise. And I haven't seen it. They haven't been doing anything with it. RoboSyn did make a buzz. Hot Toys is going to be making Toy Story stuff here soon, though. I'm excited to see how that goes. I might get myself a Woody and Buzz if they make it, like, super mega movie accurate. Because there's so many options for, like, custom movie accurate Toy Story toys. There's a couple channels that I, like, follow on occasion. There's, Nikolai Tedeschi. He's got an insane, like, movie accurate collection. Cinema Toy Box. What's the other one? Oh my gosh. There's another one. They're like the trio of Toy Story creators. There's Today I Grew Up, that's his name. I check in with those channels every once in a while just to see, like, what's going on in the Toy Story toy scene, but I'm not, like, into it because there's so much. And they're so expensive. Like, if you want a custom movie accurate toy of some character, like some nobody, you're going to be spending, like, the price of 2 or 3 Hot Toys, dude. And I get it, like, they're custom special made pieces. But except for, like, people who are mega dedicated, I don't know who's spending $1,000 on a Stinky Pete. Not me, that's for sure. I would never. All right, there's the start of Long Haul. He's looking cool. You plan on getting the third-party movie Prime Legend size figure? Probably not. I'm not really into the whole Legend size. I don't like really small figures. Even the downsized Revenge of the Fallen Leader Optimus, the Battle Blades mold that they officially did, even that is, like, too small for me. Like a figure that intricate. So I don't see me getting that. What was the one Toy Story 3 character you like? Twitch. Twitch. That's my boy. I love Twitch. He's a cool one. I pretty much got every toy of Twitch. I've got the Lego minifig. I've got the big Disney Store one. I've got, like, a couple of the smaller one. There's, like, a Mattel basic one I also have. Twitch is a favorite. Ooh. Have you heard about the Toy Story Mega Morpher line? Are you talking about, like, the Transformers ones, or is there, like, something else? Because I actually have been looking into getting, like, that Transformer Buzz Lightyear that turns into a ship. Like, I'd love to have that. I think only Takara released that as well. There's a retro Garndon? I didn't even know that. I missed the memo on that. I mean, maybe. It's probably not a stupid expensive multi-pack. What did you miss? You have missed 2/3 of this Blokees case. Oh, does Longall have a gun hand? Okay. What hand is going to be his gun hand? We'll make it... Does he historically have a hand that goes for this? I don't think so. We'll do this hand. There we go. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. It probably will be. All those retros nowadays are in multi-packs. Yeah, here's Long Haul. He's in it for the long haul. He's a cool one. He's epic. Epic sauce. Certified. We got 3 left. It's either going to be Cliff Jumper, Dino Grimlock. Which one feels the heaviest? I think this one feels the heaviest, so I think that might be Grimlock. We'll find out. What's up, Lemon Lime is very sour. What's your favorite drink? Sprite? Sprite's genuinely my favorite soft drink. Look at how clean this one opened up. Look at that. Wow. Dang, that's nice. That's probably the best Blokees box opening I've ever had. Ever. G1 Long Haul or Bayverse? Ooh. Oh, Bayverse Long Haul is my favorite Bayverse Constructicon. I probably got to go Bayverse Long Haul. I just love his big bulkiness. All right, we got Cliff. We got Cliff Jumper. And again, I do have the Shining version Cliff Jumper that comes with the bazooka. Your username's Lemon Lime. That's how I know. Want a Sprite Cranberry? 'Tis the season for LeBron James Sprite Cranberry. Megatron 26M6i. That's a cool name. Jif Clumper. Ew. That just makes me think of, like, the peanut butter. Jif Clumper. What's he doing with that peanut butter if he's clumping it? What's he doing? Only got a few left. Do you like Canada Dry? Can't say I've ever really had Canada Dry. Can't really say. What's a character of version of a character you want Blokees to tackle? Like, do you mean just like a version of a character? Oh, I don't know. I know we were talking about Prime stuff earlier. Give me Transformers Prime stuff. Do you have any of the Thunderbolt kits? I do. And it's a shame that I'm only missing one, because you're right. They have not reprinted many of them in ages. They only ever really reprint the, like the main ones, the Psycho Zaku and the Full Armor Gundam. Those are like the only two that ever get reprints. But I still need the Thunderbolt Gym. I don't have the Thunderbolt GM. And I would love to have it, but I don't know if they'll ever reprint it. I've got all the rest. I've got the Zaku 1. I've got the Zaku with the big gun. I've got the ground Gundam. I've got the Atlas Gundam, who's really cool. Guys, look, it's the guy that dies in every single movie, Cliff Jumper. Oreos or Chips Ahoy? Probably Oreos, even though if I eat too many of them, my stomach doesn't like it. So I can only eat like a few at a time. Blokees Baver Sentinel, yeah, I would be so down for that. Or Yolo Park, too. Honestly, for like a more intricate Bavers character, an AMK Pro Sentinel would be incredible. Oh yeah, TF Animated and Blokees would be awesome, too. Dude, how about a Studio Series Transit? They've totally... I think Hasbro remembered that we wanted a Transit for a little bit, and then I think they forgot. Because that is... They need to bring him out for the concept art line. Oh, there's already a prototype for Sentinel? I had a feeling there was, but I wasn't sure. I kind of don't really remember prototypes, like if they reveal it. Especially since a lot of these companies, like, if they'll show a prototype and they won't solicit it for like half a decade. Because the Hot Toys 212th, they first showed the prototype for that. And that's one I did remember. They showed the prototype for that back in 2019. So 6 years later, they're putting out the solicitation. And it's going to take probably another year for it to actually come out. So, it's funny. And then Bandai, they just reveal prototypes and they'll wait like 10 years before they put it out. Remember Masterpiece Cliffjumper? I kind of forgot about. Did that ever come out, the Masterpiece Cliffjumper? I don't even know. Because I know that prototype was leaking around everywhere. I can't keep up with Masterpiece enough to really know if that came out. Can you post Blokees Megatron ripping Sentinel apart? You can. You'll probably just have to like balance Sentinel really well on Megatron's arms. MP Cliff was canceled? Oh no. I don't get how they did like so many characters in Masterpiece, and then they just totally omitted some of the biggest names. I'll go, yeah, here's Masterpiece Tracks. But how about Galvatron? You know? You have Masterpiece Ultra Magnus and Hot Rod and Rodimus and RC. Where's Galvatron? You know? Because I would have gotten a Masterpiece Galvatron. Because he's one of my favorites. Use the power of the Prime's Inferno as a poor man's G1 Dark of the Moon Sentinel. Honestly, that... You probably could, like, customize that figure to make it, like, a pretty decent interpretation of, like, a G1ified Dark of the Moon Sentinel. That'd probably be a good base. Alright, getting Cliff together. Bandai canceled Real Grade Ground Gundam. I know they also showed a Goof. Or I don't think they ever showed the prototype, but they, like, had it at a show. Like, oh, we're going to do a Real Grade Goof, and that never happened. Do you have a Power Master Optimus? I have the Takara... Well, technically it was also released in, like, a Hasbro multi-pack, but I've got, like, the Generations Power Master Optimus that was released around Titan's Return, and I've got God Bomber as well. Oh, the angry face is so cool for Cliffjumper. Oh, I love that. That's a cool face right there. I'm kind of surprised that the Shining version didn't keep that face. I think the Shining version gave him a neutral face. What's your favorite 12-inch Batman figure? Counting Hot Toys or no? Are we counting Hot Toys in on that equation? Because if we're not counting Hot Toys, then it would probably be like the 12-inch Mattel Select Sculpt that they released a while back. Like not counting Hot Toys. But counting Hot Toys, I've got a decent amount of Hot Toys Batmans. As much as I love Arkham City, that figure's not my favorite. Probably Batman 89 2.0. Either that or Arkham Knight Batman Beyond. Only recently gotten into Gundam and have grown to like gun cannons. Dude, I love gun cannon. Gun cannon's epic. What's up, Jose Guzman? What's up? Sorry if you post a comment and you're like, oh no, you didn't read my comment. I'm actively building this stuff and I'm not like scrolling back up in the chat. So if I don't read it, I genuinely have missed it. So if you are sharing something you really want me to see or respond to, don't feel bad, like just occasionally putting it back in the chat, you know. Worst case scenario, I will like read it a second time and I'm like, already answered that. Worst case scenario. Who do you think the next studio series or Age of the Prime's mini-bot Transformer will be? I'm trying to think who else we need. We just got Sea Spray. Wind Charger's coming out. There's not that many more we need. They're already doing a new wheelie. Here, I need to literally like turn and look. We still need... Oh, Power Glide! We need Power Glide, dude! And Swerve. Those are like two of the last ones. And Tailgate. But they'll give us Tailgate since they're giving us Wind Charger. Tailgate's a shoe-in. Yeah, we need Swerve. We need... And I wouldn't mind seeing Swerve kind of get like a heavy retool. So I wouldn't mind him being more like comic-based. Yeah, there's still a lot of characters we need. Favorite Star Wars droids? The Magna Guard's my #1 favorite. And then TC-14 is my wife. So she's another favorite. Age of the Prime's Erector. Shut up. Don't you find it odd that Transit and Stratosphere didn't even get mainline gimmick figures? Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. Especially Stratosphere. I think he would have made like a really cool, like big mega one-step or whatever. Like lights and sounds. He'd be like, I am Stratosphere, Lord of the Skies. Like that'd be fun. I think kids would like that. Oh, Cliff's got a couple blank Energon cubes. That's cool. Yeah, TC-14 is my waifu. I could be wrong, but MP Jazz might have also been a casualty of them changing factories. Yeah, I know the MP Hound had like major QC issues. So, kind of a shame they never did Jazz. I think for a while it was like an issue with like the Porsche license. But then they got the Porsche license with Rise of the Beast Mirage. But I guess they just still won't do it. I want to get the Reborn 100 Zaku 2FZ. But they're like $100? Oh my gosh. Well, here, he is... I think I can grab him. Because I keep my like 1/100s like right by my desk. This is a really awesome kit. I really do like it. But it does have this thing. It does have this issue that a lot of kits of the era suffered from. It suffers from everything pops like an old man if you haven't touched him in a while syndrome. Like he is super... Like, do you hear me just like squish him? He's super creaky. It's such a creaky kit. Like everything just kind of creaks and like has like a weird like popping feel to it. Like it doesn't feel that great in hand. It really doesn't. You can tell this is not a master grade. And like it's just so creaky. Like you can hear that, right? Ugh. I mean, I love how it looks. I'm a huge Zaku Fritz Helm fan. Because I played Encounters in Space when I was a kid. And I did not know this as the Zaku 2 FZ or Zaku 2 Kai. I knew this as Zaku 2 Fritz Helm. That's why I always display him with the B-type helmet. But it's still a cool, like, kit. I still enjoy it. I'm sure they'll reprint it eventually. Just give it some time. That's one good thing with Gunpla. There's always something to build. And even if the kit you really want hasn't gotten a reprint in like half a decade, it probably will eventually. It's a good one. Yeah, I like the HG more. I've got the HG unicorn version with like the dark color, and that's my favorite version of the Fritz helm. I'm kind of surprised that a company hasn't done like Ben 10 stuff. I just don't know if it's like, if the popularity is really there. Okay, I think this is Grimlock. That's my bet. So this must be Shattered Glass Optimus. Let's see how correct I am. I don't explicitly collect third party, but I do like have a decent amount. I would say the closest thing to a third party collection I have is Unique Toys. Because, now granted, almost all of them are knockoffs of Unique Toys, but I've got Unique Toys Galvatron, Lockdown, and TLK Megatron. Those are all knockoff versions. But I do have an official Unique Toys Challenger, and I do plan on getting the knockoff of Unique Toys Megatron, the Dark of the Moon one. So that's probably the closest to a third-party collection I have. Alright, this better be Optimus. Whoa! I almost knocked into my phone. Oh my gosh, that would have been so bad. I don't know if you saw me. That would have been so funny if you like saw that weird like upward shot of me. I don't really collect Transformers Micro Machines, no. I've got a couple, but I don't really collect it. I do want to get the Stinger too, I think. Alright, and this is... Yeah, I was right. I was right. We have saved our potential chase for last. And I'm going to end the stream probably like the 2-hour mark. That's usually what I do. You saw my glasses? Yeah, I wear glasses. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. So you got the KO of Unique Toys Megs. How does it scale with, like, what other Unique Toys figures do you have? Because I personally, here, I'll show you guys real fast. And you'll be able to get a preview of, yes, I have an Optimus Prime cake pan that's going to be a short. Can I turn on my flashlight? Yeah, there we go. I have like an oversized Dark of the Moon collection where I've got like Optimus, Sentinel, Shockwave, and I'm hoping that the KO Unique Toys Megatron will fit in with that. That's what I'm hoping. But there's some of my other like Unique Toys right there. There's some of them. There's some other like Optimus stragglers that just exist. Oh my gosh, my camera is not liking me doing that. Alright. We've got Nemesis Prime to build. Let me get this out of the way, because I need to get all the trash out of my way as well. So now I can actually have the figures in frame, so you can actually see stuff and things. You got to get that 41st Elite Bakara to have every heavy. Yeah, that's a cool one. The ART Assault Squad or whatever. I know, nice Optimus cake pan. I don't even bake. I bought it at like a flea market. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you. Curious what you think of the SH Figuarts animated Clone Wars figures. They're cool. They're exciting. I definitely am not interested in anybody that is not a clone trooper. I know they've teased Phase 2 Captain Rex, and that's very disappointing because Phase 2 Captain Rex is the only Clone Wars clone that really gets any love nowadays. I would have preferred if it was Phase 1, because all the other characters are based on the early seasons, so a Phase 2 Rex won't even go with them. So that makes no sense. But hey, it might come with enough, might come with like optional pieces to make it Phase 1, I don't know. You don't bake it, you have all that cake. Phase 1 for me is far more nostalgic for Captain Rex. Phase 1 is where the nostalgia's at. This is really cool that they have a Shattered Glass Optimus, because they, for a while there, they were putting a recolor of this Optimus in every wave. Because you got Optimus, you have Nemesis, Shattered Glass, you have Ultra Magnus. It's 13 inches tall. If you ask me how it looks perfect next to Black Apple Prime, as far as the other unique toys I have, you have Lockdown, Night Prime, and Stinger. Okay, so 13 inches tall. I think that would work. I hope. As long as it's, like, pretty close in size with, like, the original Venerable, the Sentinel, should be good. I like the Mandalorian influence in Phase 1, but the Phase 2 designs have more individuality. See, for me, Phase 2 is my favorite out of the two, because Revenge of the Sith was, like, my favorite thing ever as a kid. So, like, all those Phase 2 Revenge of the Sith clones, all of them hold a very special place in my heart. But when it comes to Rex, for whatever reason, I've always preferred his Phase 1, just because it's, like, essentially a standard blue ARC Trooper, and I'm a big... When it comes to the Phase 1s, my favorite thing about them are the ARC Troopers. Fordo, Monolith's 10, stuff like that. That's my jam. Okay. Last proper figure, and then we have to see if we got our special Grimlock or not. Probably not, but we'll find out. Would you want a Hot Toys Starkiller or Fordo? Absolutely. I do technically have Hot Toys Starkiller. I've got the Sith Stalker armor. I do have that figure, and that's incredible. But I would also love just a standard Hot Toys Galen Marek. I would be all over that as well. You're not a huge fan of Shattered Glass? I'm not like into it. I don't have like a whole Shattered Glass collection like a lot of people do. It's not like, oh, here's this repaint, here's that repaint, here's this Shattered Glass character, here's that. Oh, I still need this Shattered Glass character. I'm not into it like that. I know some people are. I'm okay with just having a few. I'll dabble into it. The only ones I've really gone out of my way to buy, obviously the newer Shattered Glass Soundwave, because that's hippie Soundwave. He's literally got, like, the bandana and everything. It's adorable. But also I did get the more recent, like, Generations Shattered Glass Optimus. They came with Ratchet. Now, the Ratchet, I just have it in storage right now because I don't have a Shattered Glass display. But I like having that Ratchet because it's nice to have that, like, Earthrise Ratchet Ironhide mold. But the Optimus, I was just like, you know what? It feels weird not having... I have this massive Optimus Prime collection, and I don't have a Shattered Glass Optimus. Because to me, it's a totally different character. Like, it is another dimension evil Optimus mirror variant. Like, he can interact with normal Prime, he can interact with Nemesis Prime, like he's his own character. I wonder who's more evil, though. Is Nemesis Prime or Shattered Glass Optimus more evil? I'd probably say Shattered Glass. That's my guess. What's your favorite Bayverse design? Original. It's a toss-up between the original trilogy Optimus Prime and Brawl. Brawl is like the perfect tank robot, and Optimus is like the perfect truck robot. What's your favorite flavor of pie? I mean, it's Thanksgiving, so I just had pumpkin pie. I enjoy that. I'm not a big pie guy. I'm not a big cake guy either. When it comes to desserts, I'm more of an ice cream guy. But I do enjoy pumpkin pie, chocolate pie, pie. Those are pretty much the only two pies I would like really go out of my way to want to have. Again, I'm not a big pie guy. Not big on the pies. Peanut butter pie. I don't know if I've ever had peanut butter pie. I enjoy peanut butter stuff, like a good peanut butter jelly sandwich or like Reese's Cups, but I'm not big into like just having... I'm not the kind of person that would literally just take a spoon and eat peanut butter out of the jar. I think it would make me throw up. Tempted to buy the animated Nemesis Optimus. It's really cool. I bought it almost 2 months ago on sale, and I just haven't opened that set. Like, I'm just so busy with other toys. I'm like, oh, I'll wait. So I'll open that eventually. I do that with some things. Like, I'll buy it, and I'll just, like, wait weeks or months to open it. I don't know why. That's just how I am. But then some things I'll get and I will immediately open as soon as I get home. Or as soon as I get it in the mail. Depending on what it is. His colors are kind of Evangelion, aren't they? He's got the greens and the purples. Get a good blueberry pie. I don't think I would get a Hot Toys Ventress, but I would 1,000,000% get a Hot Toys Dirge. 1,000,000%. I'm going to have Shatterglass Nemesis doing a point. He'll be pointing. Till all are none. Get it? Because he's evil. Get it? Alright, so there's our... I almost called him Nemesis Prime. Our evil Optimus Prime. Alright, I gotta blow my nose. Do you recommend Blokees? Yeah, if you're wanting to, like, just have a very fun little build experience and, like, have a very massable collection, yeah, Blokees are awesome. Sorry, I gotta blow my nose real fast. Ugh. My nose was starting to run. Don't worry, my hands did not touch any snot. They do not need to be washed. I double tissued. I double tissued up. Alright. Optimus's purple guy confirmed? Yup. Alright, last figure. Last figure. Is this gonna be normal Grimlock? Or is it gonna be secret Grimlock? Oh, I burped. Oh my gosh. I'm destroying myself. Knowing my luck, it's gonna be normal Grimlock. I have opened how many Blokees cases now? How many have there been? I've opened 6. And out of the 6, I've only gotten 1 secret shiny version. Out of the 6. And I think this is going to continue the trend. Moment of truth. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, please. Is this special shiny? Or is this normal? It's normal. Shocker. It's the normal Grimlock. Who's surprised? I'm not. I'm not surprised. That's okay. Maybe I'll get the special Megatron in my Transformers 1 case. How did you find out that Fortnite had a Cody back bling? I don't even remember. I don't even remember how I found out that. I just remember seeing it. Maybe one of you guys like send it to me on Instagram or something. Nemesis Prime versus Shatterglass Prime versus Toxitron. Toxitron wins because he's the funniest. I don't know why he has clear Energon cubes. Maybe they're just like empty. Like they don't have any Energon in them. You've been getting into your old Transformers DS games. Or for Cybertron games are pretty fun. Yeah, I've never played anything Nintendo ever, so I didn't even know there were Transformers DS games. Alright, get the little joints out. I'm happy to have another Blokees case all cleared, but it's crazy how long these take. Like, opening a case of Blokees takes, like, at least an hour and a half. It takes so long. I'm sure we'll get around to doing more Action Edition stuff. What's up, Rust Belt? Yeah, I'm Blokeeing. I'm Blokeeing it up. I'm Blokeeing all of the Blokees. Oh, I'm tired, too. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. Wow. I'll probably still be up for a few more hours, though, let's be honest. That's how I always operate. Yeah, what's up, DS Lyong? I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's not really hard to build. They're pretty easy to build. I build them without instructions, honestly. I might need instructions for Grimlock, though, since he's a little unusual being a dinosaur and not a robot. Malware Prime clears NLG. Why did it say NLG? That's not even right. So, oh my gosh, that almost Look at my fingers. I almost shot that thing off, but my arm caught it. Well, anyways, my brain wanted to say MLG, I think. Yeah, they're basically modern action masters, and they're amazing for it. My favorite out of this wave is definitely Starscream, because he's the one I needed the most. Because it's Starscream. This was kind of just like the obligation wave for me. It's like, oh, I just, need to complete the Constructicons, and I guess I need to complete the Dinobots, and, just need them to complete them. It's 4 a.m. in Scotland. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. How many Blokees have you opened this stream? This is my 9th and final one. I opened a whole case. This is my final one. One funny thing about Blokees is when people say Blokees instead, I always think that's funny. Like, how do you get Blokees out of it? How do you get Blokees? Like, it cracks me up every time someone says Blokees. Like, no. How? How do you get in that? I'm going to fish out the instructions. Yeah, Fall of Cybertron was around during MLG. Got called into work yesterday with 3 hours of sleep. Can't you just say no? Can't you just say no? Every place I've worked, if they call you in trying to get you to work, you can just say no. I don't know if your place is different, though. Oftentimes it is. Oftentimes it's different. Yeah, it is mostly British people that say blokies, because bloke is a word that's in their vocabulary. So I guess that's where they get it. But like, they're buildable, blocky-looking figures. They look like blocks. Like they're like 1 inch away from looking like Lego. So they're blockies, not blokies. Sorry to break it to you, British people. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I'm going to say War for Cybertron instead of Fall of Cybertron because, number one, I never finished Fall of Cybertron because that was around the era where like I started video games and just could never finish them, and I've been the same way ever since. And on top of that, I really, really loved the feature in War for Cybertron where you could choose your character. And I really missed that in Fall of Cybertron. I was like, oh, you can't choose your character anymore? That's lame. I hate that. It was kind of a letdown for me, so yeah. Yeah. Got to use another part to push this part into this part. And I think we got it. Maybe. Maybe. Got to use this part to push this part into this other part. I hate when they have you like push a piece like all the way in. Like it's so recessed in there. And you know if you would ever want to take this thing apart, that's never coming out ever again. I literally bought PS4 Spider-Man. I bought it on Steam. And I've never even downloaded it. I have it in my library. I've just never done it. It's one of those. It's one of those. All right, so how does the tail work? So I guess it connects like this. That makes sense. That's cool. I like you can wiggle the tail. I like that. What did you miss? You missed stuff. You missed all these that I opened. I don't know how many. I've never had a Blokees break. Like it's ABS plastic, so you know, think Lego Transformers. Like it's got the same plastic feel essentially. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. Dude, I'm as much as I hate to say it, I'm so ready to be done. Like every time I do a Blokees case, it's just so exhausting. It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta build 8 of these little guys. Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm just I'm in the zone, just building this. I think my brain capacity is starting to reduce. All right, so we take this piece. Is there a... Yeah, okay. And then we take this, and then it'll just go together. I did, last night, I watched Fantastic Four on Disney Plus for the first time. It was alright. It was alright. I'm just kind of so over the MCU now, dude. I'm just so over it. Like, it's fun, I guess. Like, Fantastic Four was fun. I've never been a big Fantastic Four fan. Let's start with that. I've never been invested in the Fantastic Four as a superhero team. So I already have that going for me. But I don't know, like, especially the first third of the movie, it just felt so, like, formulaic. Like, it felt so artificial. It didn't really feel like it had a lot of life into it. It's like, oh, here's this quirky, retro, futuristic superhero family. Wow, it's like I'm watching The Incredibles. Which is funny, because The Incredibles are like a knockoff of the Fantastic Four. But yeah, overall, I'm kind of over the MCU. I've got no excitement or hype for Doomsday. I'm sure they're gonna... I'm sure... I can't say I'm sure, but let's just say I don't have any faith in it being, like, Infinity War Endgame level, because I don't think it's been set up to be that. Like, they have not been setting up Doctor Doom. Like, the only thing they've done is, like, wow, it's Robert Downey Jr., he's Doctor Doom, whoa, but they haven't, like, been setting him up. They haven't. Thanos, they've been setting up for 6 years before he was the main villain. For 6 years, they had been setting him up. He was the mysterious foe that sent the Chitauri in the first Avengers. So, like, he was already technically the enemy in the first one. I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of over it. Any high-grade Gunpla recommendations? Anything from the Origin line is fantastic. The Witch from Mercury line, can't really go wrong anywhere there as well. But I would also say, like, just get, like, what's one of your favorite mobile suits? Just get the kit of that. See how you like it, you know? See how you like it, because you might end up really liking it. What's the physically oldest toy I own? Probably I have it's incomplete, but I do have a Mego Batman. And that's from, like, what, the 60s? That's probably the oldest toy I have. I'm not big on, like... Because, see, for me, this is how I classify toy age rank. So, for me, modern is, like... Modern's probably, like, past 20 years is modern. After that, I would say, like, the 90s to, like, early 2000s is retro. Those are retro toys. So, like, when people call, like, Beast Wars vintage, or, like, Power of the Force vintage, or, God forbid, I watched a video that's like, this is a vintage Revenge of the Sith. It's like, no, that's not vintage. No, don't call it that. I would say it's getting kind of retro, but vintage is definitely, like, I would say, probably, like, mid 60s to late 80s. And then after that, we're getting antique. That's how I consider it. So, like, World War II era toys, 50s, like, those are antiques at that point. At that point, you have an antique on your hands. So that's kind of how I consider it. That's, like, my generational... Like, if everything has to have, like, a 20 or so year span, that's how I would do it. That's my classification. According to your mom, Revenge of the Sith might have been the first movie. It might have. I don't think it was my first movie in theaters. It was one of my first. I think my first. When did Shrek 2 come out? Because I think Shrek 2 was my first movie in theaters. And I couldn't even finish it in the theaters because we went with our annoying neighbor kids and they started crying. And instead of allowing us to stay, we all collectively left. And I'm like, why are we leaving? Why aren't the neighbors just leaving? We'll catch them after the movie. So, yeah, that's how it goes sometimes. 2004, so yeah, I think Shrek 2 was my first cinematic experience. I haven't seen Shrek 2 in so long. It's been so long. Alright, so here's our Grimlock. Me, Grimlock. I'm honestly kind of happy in a way that I got the standard one, because that way he actually fits in more with the other Dinobots. Like, say, here's Snarl. You can see he's like the same color and everything. He'll match with them. I'm okay with it. I'll live. I'll live. Alright. There's Blokees. O2, SOS. All opened up, all done. Now I can put all the accessories in my accessory bag. I would not consider 90s Toy Biz to be vintage. I would consider that to be retro. Those are retro toys, not vintage. Now, like, Secret Wars, that's vintage. Because that was 80s. Here, I'll show you the Gelgoog articulation in a minute. I'm scooping up all the accessories. Adding all the alternate hands and everything. One thing that kind of annoys me is, like, alternate hands for toys. I will just pick... I'm one of those collectors that will just pick a pair of hands and leave the figure with them forever. So, like, this Slade... Slade never really was a weapon wielder, so I'm not having him with any of the guns he came with. I will have him with the pistol, and I'll have him with a fist so he can punch the shit out of Robin. And I'll have him with the trigger finger so he can use the pistol. That's it. Like, I'm never going to swap his hands ever again. But the Gelgoog. My favorite Omega Supreme design, probably the Siege. But this is like, I think the original of this kit was like 06. So it's definitely more like basic in its articulation. But it's still pretty good. Like, it has like an ab crunch. It does have like a bit of a butterfly. It's kind of a little limited, though. The arms are pretty basic, so you only get, like, a single 90 bend at the elbow. The hip skirts actually get out of the way pretty well. The knees are double knees, and they go pretty far. And the ankles are on ball joints and hinges, so they can pivot a decent amount as well. So, yeah, the articulation, like, for a mid-2000s high grade isn't bad for the Gelgoog. And if anyone's wondering, no, I did not panel line him because I do not like the look of panel lining. It makes the kits look dirty. If I want my mobile suit to look dirty, I'm not going to panel line him. I'm going to weather him. So, yeah, I don't panel line. I don't do it. I don't like how it looks. Slade or Deadpool? Who's your pick? Slade, for sure. Deadpool, I feel like if you're still... I was going to say like a really mean joke, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you're still a Deadpool fan when you're not a teenager anymore, you're emotionally immature. I'm joking. It's a joke. But I was into Deadpool when I was a teenager. I'm not really into it now. Bruticus is also my favorite combiner. My day's been good NFL edits. I'm catching up with the comments real fast. What's your favorite bootleg or third-party figure do you have? That's a really good question. Oh my gosh. Third party is definitely Magic Square Brawl. Definitely. But bootleg? Oh, gotta be Legendary Toys knockoff of Movie Masterpiece Prime. Definitely. Trying to get Secret Wars Iron Man for my Iron Man collection, but the chest reactor is always scratched off. That's annoying. I see what you mean, though, because every one of that figure I've seen, the chest reactor is also scratched off. My favorite combiner is Volcanicus. Volcanicus is cool. I don't have a Volcanicus toy in my collection. Technically, I do. I've got Dino King. That's a retool, or like a pre-tool of Legends Volcanicus. Big Convoy or Leo Prime is new Maximal Leader instead of Primal. Leo Prime. He just looks way too cool. White Lion. That's awesome. I've panel lined some kits, but I haven't panel lined any recently. I don't like how it looks. I don't. I bought some kits like pre-built recently, and they were pre-panel lined, and I was just like, ugh. Because sometimes when I go to the toy department, they'll have like a pre-built kit for like dirt cheap, and I'm like, why would I just not buy this? So, just saw your live. What did I miss? You missed the entire stream, unfortunately. Sticky Maros. I opened Blokees 02. I'm going to stay on for probably like 10 or so more minutes and just chit-chat, answer any questions. Will you buy more ZD Ironmans? So I am going to be selling... I'm going to film a video on them first, and then I'm going to be selling pretty much all of my Marvel Legends MCU Ironmans, and I am going all in on ZD Toys. All in. All in. I hope Hasbro or Unique Toys does a figure of that chunky Rise of the Beast Optimus. That would be cool. I like the Yellow Park and 301 I have of that design. Do you think about purchasing a giant mobile suit like the Psycho Gundam or Destroy Gundam? Do I think about it? Or do I just do it? I've got both the Psychos. I do have the Psycho Gym as well, but I've not built that yet. And I do also have... Oh, my camera. I've got a cover for my phone. I do also have the mega size Gundam and Char Zaku. So those are definitely the biggest kits I've ever built. So yeah, I've got some big boys. There's my other Gelgoogs. It's my other Gelgoog collection so far. I do have the Unicorn Re-Gelgoo that I've not built yet. I don't like the normal Re-Gelgoo because it's like the same color as the Johnny Ridden one. It would just feel repetitive, so I have the dark blue one to build. What's your favorite Blocky from each wave? That's a loaded question. I am going to probably be doing like a top 10 favorite Blockies list at some point, so I would stay tuned for that. Do you think about purchasing a giant... Oh, I already answered that. YouTube never notifies you. It's annoying. Make sure you have the bell. Do you have the bell rung? YouTube will notify you. It's funny. Number one, I don't do the whole comment, like, and subscribe. I don't do that. I probably should, because people do it when you say it. But I don't know. I feel like a sellout every time I say that. So I don't say that. Like, I've never said, hit the notification bell. I've never said that. I do the whole YouTube influencer thing so bad. It's almost like I do it for fun. I have one Gundam Wing kit, and it's Heavy Arms Gundam, and I prefer the UC. Dude, Heavy Arms is awesome. Heavy Arms is one of the coolest Gundams ever, so I feel that. My Rainbow Ace Hardware store is selling Blokees Transformers figure. Yeah, Blockies are awesome. I really enjoy them. Less Marvel Legends in your collection is a good thing. Yeah, I'm getting rid of even more Marvel Legends. My Marvel Legends collection at its peak, like standard bookshelves, it filled 4 standard bookshelves entirely. And now I would say it's probably down to 1.5. Like, yeah. And I'm talking it filled them. Crammed in. The figures were crammed. And I've less than halved it. Yeah, Psycho Mark II, that's one of my favorite figures of the year. It's nice to have a company that isn't Hot Toys actually committed to finishing out the Iron Legion. Yeah, I would love to see an actual, like, Age of Ultron Iron Legion from ZD Toys, though. Because that's one of my favorite, quote-unquote, armors. Blockies or YOLO Park, they're totally different to me. I don't think I can pick a favorite. And also, both of them have sponsored me in the past, so I don't think they would want me to pick a favorite either. I think they both offer different things. Really need to get a new phone case. Yeah, I do too, because I have like a protective slider for my camera, and it used to click in, but it doesn't click in anymore. So I just need a new phone. Have you heard about the MD005 third-party Optimus? I have not. I don't know the numbers. If you're talking about like the masterpiece like Bayverse one that looks incredible, I've seen that. What are the cons you have about YOLO Park and Blokees? The cons for Blokees, they're blind boxes. So if you just want a few, you are SOL on that. That's one of the biggest cons. They are stylized. I think that's another con if you're not into the stylization of them. And there's so many. Like, it's kind of intimidating how much they've already done. So it's kind of intimidating getting into it. The cons for YOLO Park, I mean, they're kind of expensive. I think they're starting to improve the AMK minis. They're improving them, but the Wave 1 was not that strong. They're not too great making like the smaller figures. Have you ever done any Transformers or Star Wars customs? I have a whole playlist on my channel about customs. Not all of them are ones I made, but I've definitely made some customs. I've never done a custom Transformer, though, but I've done a lot of custom Star Wars over the years. I have the bell on many channels, and I'll end up getting notified days later. That's so stupid. When is the Top 10 Studio Series 86 figures going to release? I was just looking at my channel today, and I was like, wow, I haven't done that yet. So that'll come. Don't worry. I'm hoping to get that out before the end of the year. Fingers crossed. There's a few things I am obligated to get out before the end of the year. I promised somebody that I would talk about Power Core combiners before the end of the year, so that's something I need to film next. So, I don't think ZD has done an Age of Ultron Hulkbuster. I think they did. I can't speak to the quality of it, but I know they've done it. I don't think they've done a Infinity War one properly, though. I think it was like underscaled. I'm thinking for like my Hulkbuster, I think I'm gonna get the 3.0 DLX. I think that's what I'm gonna do because I've always wanted a really nice high quality Hulkbuster. The furry parents arguing meme, but it's J4 Blokees and YOLO Park. That's funny. I got the new phone yesterday. It's really annoying. Oh yeah, it's so annoying when you get a new phone, having to transfer all your stuff. Have you seen Gundam Thunderbolt? I love Thunderbolt. It's so good. And you prefer December Sky than Bandit Flower? Is December Sky the first one? Because I prefer the first one, the classic, like, Jazz with the full armor Gundam versus the Psycho Gundam and all that. What are you gonna do for this year's 12 Days of Christmas video? I have no idea yet. I don't know. I have no idea. I wish I did, but I don't. Because wasn't it Megsmas last year, or was it Primesmas again? I think last year I did Megsmas. Yeah, because I remember using the Transformers 1 Megatron as like the mascot with the Santa hat. Yeah, so last year it was Megsmas. I don't know if I'm going to go back to Clonesmas. I just don't think I have enough to talk about for Clone Troopers. When I did Botsmas, not a lot of people were interested because I was talking about random stuff. So it'll probably be a Transformers one. I'm sorry to disappoint if anyone wanted to see Clonesmas back. I don't know. Someone suggested Bumblebee. I saw someone in my comments was like, you should do Bumblebee. I mean, I could. 12 Days of Beesmas. Bumblemas. I don't know. I'll think about it. I've got some time to think about it. I'll think about it. I have seen the Bayway animated Prime. It looks very nice. My RX-98's red piece on its V popped off and I can't find it. So that is one of the most terrible things that could ever happen to any Gunpla builder. And let me give you a piece of advice. Glue the little head crest onto the V-fin. Don't glue the V-fin onto the head because you would rather the V-fin pop off instead of break. Don't glue the V-fin on, but glue the crest onto the V-fin. That has saved my ass so many times. I have not lost a single one of those little crests because I do that. Do you want to complete the Age of the Primes Bruticus? Of course I do. Of course I do. I'll make sure to check out some of the custom figure videos then. Yeah, you should. I've done some cool stuff. And my fans have also done cool stuff. Made a custom Shred Head from Skybound. I don't remember who Shred Head is. I don't even know if I've gone that far. But I'd love to see the custom. Blocky Shining version 4 Transformers. Yeah, isn't that coming out? I think the only one I'm really after in that is Reflector. I think I really want Reflector. So I'll have to try my luck. I have the 1/7 scale Hulkbuster from Fonjoy. It was surprisingly affordable. It's not to scale with my ZD stuff, but it makes for a great display piece. See, I'm not absolutely 100% set on my ZD Toys collection being all ZD Toys. Like for my Igor, I'm sticking to my Comic Cave Igor as my Igor in my collection because he's already huge. I don't care if he's like slightly not as huge as he should be. He's already huge. And for my Ironmonger, I've heard the ZD Toys Ironmonger is like a cheap hollow mess that can hardly pose, and it's the same size as the Marvel Legends one. And the Marvel Legends one looks great and is a lot of fun, so I'm actually keeping my Marvel Legends Ironmonger as my Ironmonger. I'm holding on to that one, even though I do think I'm going to give it a gunmetal paint job. I think I'm going to paint it up, so I think it'll like fit in better. Droids Miss. I I don't think I've got enough battle droid stuff to talk about. Any Star Wars Black Series you'd recommend? I'm only into the clones, so the clones are awesome. I think the Grievous is really overhated. I think the Grievous is a decent figure. The Stormtroopers are fun. Any Vader, except for like the original removable helmet Vader that looks like a sad puppy, you can't go wrong with any Black Series Vader. Starkiller is fun too. Have you ever played any Doom games? No. They look like peak masculinity though, so maybe one day. December Sky's the first one, yeah. I think Bandit Flower was cool. I would have loved to see more kits from it, like a Thunderbolt Ak guy. I thought the Ak guys looked really cool. Are you going to see Five Nights at Freddy's 2? I'm going to watch it eventually online, but I don't think I'm going to go into theaters. Has that come out? I don't think it's come out yet. I haven't bought any Black Series figures, and I'm not a fan of the Rebel Troopers since they don't have any swappable features like G.I. Joe Classified. Some of the Rebels have swappable features. The Endor Commando and the Echo Base Trooper, they have swappable faces, I think. So some of them do. Oh, you don't like the swappable feature. It should have been a swappable head and neck. Yeah, I get you. But at least it's something. We'll be getting the Blocky Dark the Moon B and Megatron. Yeah, I'll be getting that. That is Annabelle Gato's Gelgoog. That is a P Bandai kit. It's Annabelle Gato's. Rate 1 from 3, the SS86 Devastator Legacy. So the best out of the new combiners, the worst is Menasor, probably. Just because a lot of the individual figures are kind of weak. I really enjoy Superion, like as a combiner. Like Superion's great, but I would say the all-around best package is Devastator. I still want to send you the best 3 3/4 clone trooper ever in the PO box. You don't need to do that. You don't need to send me another Saga Bly. Please don't. If you ever send me like a Saga Bly, it needs to be mint on card and AFA graded. I will take it then. I usually don't collect Star Wars Black Series, but the other day you saw Anakin and Obi-Wan. I've seen those as well, only at GameStop, because GameStop's the only place that stocks new toys anymore. But I'm just not interested. I've got the Hot Toys ones. I'm good. I'm not a fan of Black Series Rebel Fleet. Yeah, the Rebel Fleet Trooper doesn't have anything swappable. Have you seen the dyed Tigatron custom done by Matt36Verse? I have not. I don't follow custom makers. I've heard of Grimlockamus. Apparently he was at TFCon. Dumb Jake and I were looking for Grimlockamus, but we couldn't find him. What do you think about the skeleton combiners nowadays? I think they're cool. I think they offer a more solid combined mode, but they don't offer like the fun play feature of the Combiner Wars ones where you can just swap them around. The Malgus looks great. But I'm happy with my TVC one. I'm so excited for Blocky's Bruticus. I can't wait to get that. The classified Marine Sniper puts the Rebel Troopers to shame. Yeah, the classified like military like search and rescue people do look really cool. I do want to get the classified police officer eventually, just to have it as like a GCPD police officer. But I'm not going to spend $35 on that. I'm waiting for a sale. What other Robot Spirits figures of Gundams do you have besides the Zaku? I've got the Robot Spirits, Char Zaku, Normal Zaku. I've got Robot Spirits, GPO1, Full Burner or Vernian, whatever you want to call it. I've got a Robot Spirits Gem Sniper 2. It's incomplete, but I have it. I've got the RX-78 version anime. I also have the Heavy, the Full Armor RX-78 version anime. I've got Robot Spirits Dom. I think it's most of what I have Robot Spirits wise. I think so. I want to get the Zaku one. I want to get the Goof. Because I like that they scale with 1144. I like that a lot. The new TBS Anakin and Obi-Wan are good. They do look good. You didn't catch which Gelgoog? This is the P Bandai high grade Anavel Gato Gelgoog. So Anavel Gato is the guy that piloted the GPO2 in 0083 Stardust Memory. And this Gelgoog, this was like what he was piloting during the 1 year war, which is really cool. Also, I don't want my Rebel troopers to be all Caucasian. That's fair. You know, you want diversity with your troopers. I think the Superion's perfectly fine. There's no real controversy there, at least not on my end. Yeah, vintage collection just is whatever, dude. Like, I'm so over it nowadays. I'm passing up on stuff I would have normally bought, especially the $20 price. I think that's where I'm officially dipped. Like, I can't justify it anymore. I can't do it. Like, if they're just remaking stuff, and if they're just making stuff from, like, new lame Disney content, like, I didn't buy a single Acolyte figure. I'm not interested. If you had more income, you'd buy Bly and grade it for you. Maybe someday you will. You bought 4 of the Dollar General Green Shipwreck figures. That's a good idea. Dang. That's a really good idea to get some green shirts. I just bought a couple of those retro grunts, and I'm like, they look close enough. That's what I did. Studio Series Last Night Barricade or 2007 Voyager Barricade. Well, it wasn't a Voyager back in 2017. It was still a deluxe. I think the Last Night line was the first time they actually switched to boxes instead of card backs. So I see why you might have thought it was a Voyager. I don't have the Studio Series one yet, so I can't really say. I can't really say on that one yet. Yeah, the Firefighter, I saw it on clearance for $17, and I almost got it. I'm like, it could be a GCPD Firefighter, and I'm like, no, I'm not worried about it. I just want a cop. When it comes to Star Wars figures, I only collect black 3 3/4 inch figures. Black Series are too expensive. Yeah, I hardly buy Black Series. I only really get the clones, or like ones that really deeply appeal to me. The Rise of Cobra Frostbite is perfect to convert to Arctic Trooper. I can't say I remember how the Rise of Cobra Frostbite looked. How do you feel about McFarlane losing the DC license? I did a whole video talking about it. But to emphasize my opinion more, unfortunately, I can't really defend McFarlane for being good value for money anymore. Especially now that like things are like basic figures are like $28. Page punchers are 30. Collector's edition and theatrical edition are 35. Like, it's not the good value that it used to be, and it's really unfortunate. And also it's getting harder to find things. Like, every time I see a collector's edition Adam Strange or Dark Archer, I want to take them and I want to punt them across the store. Because, especially when I was toy hunting so much for that freaking Slade, every time I saw an Adam Strange or a Dark Archer, I wanted to crush it with my bare hands. So, like, they're getting really bad about bad peg warmers as well. Would you ever go to a Chris Pratt live stream? I've popped in them before. I've popped into his live streams before. They're wild. There's something else. Our Saga Legends did a Phase 2 Gree. Oh yeah, they would butcher that so hard. What's your favorite Blokees figure you've pulled? One I've pulled from a blind box, the Metallic Soundwave by far. That figure is gorgeous. And I just kit bashed it recently. I got here I can show him. He's like right in the front. I finally pulled the, oh my gosh, I finally pulled the Shining version of Soundwave. This is like the Shining Edition one. So I pulled this, and I don't know if you can see, his belly's got the metallic paint on it, because I swapped the inner core, and I swapped the visor. So now my, like, super metallic paint Soundwave can also light up, which is super cool. I'm super happy about that. I do have a lot of Blokees Defenders. My favorite Defender is Devastator by far. I saw TF Prime, and where is it from? Yellow Parker Blokees. I don't remember. I think it's Blokees. Will you ever make a top 10 for Blokees Defenders? Not for just Defenders. I'll make a top 10 for like Blokees in general, I think. Holy moly, I can never get a P Bandai. Not only am I broke, but I'm also a coward who fears pre-orders. Yeah, I'm heavy into P Bandai. I get so many nowadays. Like, just scanning over my Gunpla collection. That's P Bandai. 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 Dragon in the Back's P Bandai. That's P Bandai. That's P Bandai. That feels like a P Bandai. That's P Bandai. What else? I know I got more. That's P Bandai. That's P Bandai. So many. That's P Bandai. That's P Bandai. And that's not even all of them. That's P Bandai. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of P Bandai. I know I've got some IBO P Bandai as well. I'm loaded up with the P Bandais, dude. I'm loaded up. I've got a P Bandai Resin Schneider MG Gear Doga. That's P Bandai. HE Revive Goof is some good articulation, but it's we'll never know. Ooh! Oh my gosh, one of my cats just made a terrifying noise. It sounded like a thump. What really pisses me off about the vintage collection is they take way too damn long to make figures, like the Bad Batch. Yeah, we still have Bad Batch. I think the pricing is definitely affecting figure collecting these days. Yeah, it's getting bad now. Like, it's bad. It's like I'm cutting back even more than I already was. I'm cutting back hard. If I had all the money in the world, I'd probably buy a P Bandai figure, but alas, I'm a foolish coward who never gives in. I think you should dip your toe. It is, I would say, go on P Bandai's website. You do have to pay upfront for the pre-order. You have to pay upfront, which kind of sucks. But go on the website, see, because there's a lot available right now. You can like add a few to an order. It gives you the month when it's going to ship. $10 flat rate shipping, which if you buy multiple kits, it's worth it. But if you just buy one, it's not. Yeah, when a 3 3/4 inch costs what a 6-inch used to, it's quitting time. Exactly. And I mean, you could say the same thing, like Deluxes cost more than what Voyagers used to cost. You could say the same thing there. But see, I'm just too deep into Transformers to fully give up on that. Bit hard to collect clones. Clones in here, yen is getting weaker and weaker. Oh, you're in Japan? That's cool. Missed the around 2018. I'm definitely reserving Star Wars stuff to sales, for sure. I don't blame you. I'm pretty much down to Star Wars. I just want Revenge of the Sith, 03 Clone Wars, and Old Republic. Yeah, that's my brother's very similar. Like, he had a whole complete Black Series collection. And it's basically just down to like a few select favorites, like some Clone Troopers, some Force Unleashed. That's essentially all he's got left. I love GoBots. I wish I had more GoBots. I love them. I want to get Spacey. That's one I want. Can't wait to watch this VOD so I can hear everything I didn't catch. Yeah, it will be available later. Still want to get the Shore Trooper pack. Yeah, I enjoyed that pack. Favorite version of Slade? Either Teen Titans or Arkham Origins for sure. Would also like to get some First Order TVC. Unfortunately, the 3 3/4 inch TVC stuff is not that good. Can you recommend me a combiner to buy first, since I never got a Transformers combiner? My little brother broke my Blokees Galaxy Defender Constructicon. Oh, it sucks. I'm sorry. I mean, combiners, they're a financial commitment. Um, I would say try to get Devastator, the 86 Devastator, like the proper one, because he's the most iconic combiner ever. If you only have one, get him. When did you get the Gundam? I just built him today, but I bought it a while ago. Yeah, 3-0 Transformers are pricey, but I like them. I don't buy all of them though. Living the dream by any chance? Do you have financial issues? Let me tell you, if I did not do YouTube and if I did not get the money that I get from YouTube, I would not be in a position to collect the way that I do. I would not. I would not. I really dislike how much the elite ones are since the articulation is not the best. Yeah, I feel that. Also, favorite Gundam show? Show-wise, when it comes to the story and lore and like the epic moments and everything, right now the first one that's popping into my head is Iron-Blooded Orphans. But when it comes to like my favorite Gundam show, when it comes to just the whole like aura of it and the mobile suits and the legacy of it and the legendariness of it, it's got to be the OG, like the original Gundam show. I love all those mobile suits. I love the characters. Do you collect any McFarlane or Joy Toy Warhammer? I don't collect them. I just have like one of each, and they're cool. They're big blue space soldier men. Rickdom or Rickdom 2? Oh, I don't think I can pick, dude. Because here, let me show you. So, between the Rickdom and the Rickdom 2, that Rickdom right there, out of all of these Gunpla that I have built, this is probably like 500 at this point. Because keep in mind, these shelves are deep. They're deep. That was my first one. That Rickdom right there, that was my first Gunpla ever. But the Rickdom 2, that is one of my, like, that's a top 10 kit for me. That green Rickdom 2, because it's so rare. I spent $40 on that, and I don't regret it one bit. Because I don't think they're ever going to reprint it. I don't know if I can pick. I'm still pissed about the shitty HasLab. Yeah, I didn't even back the HasLab. I didn't even back it. I can't spend that kind of money on a vehicle like that. Mr. Stevie insinuated the TV should be punished for the Tron HasLab failure. How is that even related, bro? Like, dude, the Tron HasLab was so stupid. Only TVC I see myself getting now is Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, the Tron HasLab was a complete failure. And you cannot blame the failure of a super niche franchise that is, we were talking about it earlier in the stream, franchises that have not been able to sustain themselves in modern day. Tron is not a franchise that can sustain itself in modern day. It just can't. It's like Indiana Jones as well. Like, sure, the old movies are classic. They're amazing, but it can't just survive without media. It can't just survive. I still think we should have gotten an LAAT with an ATOT. That would have been cool. We never got ATOT. I'm surprised Lego hasn't tried to remake it. What's your favorite Legacy toy? The one immediately popping out to me is Dragon Megatron. That's the immediate pop out. I have not seen Godzilla movies. I'm not a kaiju fan. I've talked about it before. I'm a robot guy, not a monster guy. I need to catch up with these comments because I need to end this live stream. So I apologize if I'm not going to be able to answer all of these. Zurg versus Vader. I mean, Zurg, obviously. I did see some 86 Constructicons in a toy store, but it was not my local Toys R Us. Yeah, just save up. Get yourself some Constructicons. I love my Lafrith Yeah, I love the Lafrith It's this big, bulky, cool robot. My country would get blocky secrets by using a weight scale. That's diabolical. He made a post that you aren't just backing Tron, you're backing the 3 3/4 inch line. Yeah, that's so stupid. That's idiotic. It's like, oh, let's make a 3 3/4 inch thing of something totally irrelevant. It's like, you're not just backing Tron, you're backing the entire medium of art. It's like, shut up. If that's what you want to be, then yeah, kill 3 3/4 inch. See, like, kill it. Just get it over with. If that's how you want to be, because clearly you don't care about it anymore. I'm so lucky to have a Gunpla only hobby store. You got Gunpla only, wow. Because my hobby store has, like, most of it's dedicated to, like, RC cars and trains. The Gunpla's all the way in the back. My second copy of Elite 84 Jeff Hardy was 24 in total. I can't. That's expensive. That's expensive for a Mattel WWE. I need to catch up. Schwarzette is probably one of my favorite Witch from Mercury kits. I just built the Schwarzette as well. That thing is fantastic. I love the Schwarzette. It's so good. What are your thoughts on that McFarlane Deathstroke? I love it. It's so cool. It's such a great homage to Teen Titans. As someone who grew up with Teen Titans, this is such a cool homage to the show. I think they did a great job. Yeah, I have no desire to watch Tron Ares either. Hardcore TVC fans backed 5 HasLabs. Yeah, I didn't back a single one. What's your favorite sound wave? I have a lot. Music label. I think I did a list of my favorite sound waves. Just watch that. I did a list. I did a list video. But music label's one of them. Do you have the Calibarn Gundam? I do. I'll show it real fast. It is so good. Calibarn is fantastic as well. I need to get the rebuild aerial, but the thing is, the different permit scores, because this one has like the red permit score, right? My tongue will work. I can never remember the numbers for the permit score. See, this one has the red one. I want the aerial rebuild with the blue permit score, like the next level, but they've never made it. They did it for the normal aerial as like a P Bandai, but they never did it for aerial rebuild. And I'm just like, what the heck? So I'm just going to have to suck it up and get rebuild without it. Do you play Roblox? I've never played Roblox my entire life, and I never will. Favorite Transformers crossover figure? Right now, in this moment, it's the G.I. Joe Cup. I love that one so much. Do you have the MG Sniper 2? Yup, I do. It's a good one. It's a really good one. It's a good one. My mom bought me the aerial rebuild. Yeah, it looks amazing. I just wish it had the blue permit score. Is buying any old MechTech Dark the Moon figures worth it in 2025? If you think they're cool, yeah, go for it. They scale decently with Studio Series. Why not? Hasbro seemed to try and sabotage that gunship by not sending any emails and bad show-offs. Yeah, I would rather just get like an original gunship instead of that. Recently picked up Generation Sky Shadow. I love that figure so much. Baby Soundwave. What are you talking about, Baby Soundwave? The little Q Transformers one? It's not even in the room right now. I can't show it. I do have the Fract. The Fract is also great. Crossover from 2008 to 2010. There's not a lot of good ones. There's not a lot of good ones. The Venom one's really fun. I'm going to go Venom. All right. I know I said this before, but Thomas fan stuff has been really carrying the franchise with fan movies, such as Bad Influence and creating an episode with Gauge 1 models. Are there like Thomas fan movies using like models? Because that's awesome. That's cool. Now, is it the same kind of quality as the original show? Or is it just people like, playing with their toys? Because there's a difference. Because the artistry in the original Thomas the Tank Engine show with those puppets and those models, oh my gosh. I would be impressed if fans can match that. I would be impressed. Have you bought any new Glyos? Not in a long time. I'm not. I'm chilling with Glyos right now. Most anticipated Transformer of 2026. Onslaught, probably. Onslaught right now. It's the one that's coming to my head. I'm talking about the vintage ROTF Megs. We're just talking about vintage. A toy from 2009 is not vintage. That's still modern. That's relatively modern. I do like the old ROTF Megatron toys, though. I recently got the Origin RX-78. Yeah, that one's great. The best RX-78 kit in 1144, though, is the Real Grade 2.0 by far. All right, I gotta end the stream. I wanted to end it like 30 minutes ago, but I just kept getting questions. Last question, last one. Favorite female Gundam character. I'm not a simp for anime girls like everyone else seems to be. Sayla for sure, definitely Sayla. I mean, she's classic. I can't wait to get her like the G-Clux Sayla gun cannon light type. I got that on pre-order from B Bandai. I can't wait to get that. Alrighty, guys, thank you all for stopping by. I got another Blokees case all opened up. What time is it? Probably like midnight. Yeah, it's pretty much midnight. I'm gonna chill out for a little bit before I call it a night. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna chill. And then I'm gonna go to sleep. And then I'm gonna do what I gotta do tomorrow. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I got some new videos posted for channel member early access. Yeah, stay tuned. New stuff coming out.